I don't think I have it right. I don't. I'm not sharing my screen. Okay. And 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Let's start that over.
Welcome to the database where the pixels never sleep. We trade in digital trauma and the secrets that we keep. I sold the soul of sleuthing to the genome processing crew. Now I'm the guru of the grid and the face of the breakthrough. No wild speculation, just a blueprint for the press. Cashing in every headline and the victim for the press. Cashing in on every headline and the victim's distress. Monetize the murder, monetize the fear. We're building up an empire and the coast is finally clear. From the biggest booths at CrimeCon to the screens in every home. We're the kings of the pathology in this digital dome. Dee-dee-dee-dee-doo-da-bang, ding dong, everything is right because the profit isn't wrong. The lab coats and the tech heads got the biggest booth in sight. They're dodging every ethical complaint. They're dodging every ethical complaint to make the profits right. We manufacture stocking for the cameras and the clout. We manufacture stocking for the cameras and the clout to distract from the exploitation that we're really all about. A gang of media hounds in the convention center maze, exploiting human tragedy in a glossy neon haze. My phone is glowing blue, a message from the afterlife, a ghost protocol breakthrough. The screen is screaming, I say okay. Now a dead friend is watching every move I make today. The knuckles on the wood. The boogeyman is here, he's coming for the neighborhood. Monetize the murder, monetize the fear. We're building up an empire and the coast is finally clear. From the biggest booths at CrimeCon to the screens in every home. We're the kings of the pathology in this digital dome. Dee-dee-dee-dee-doo-da-bang, ding dong, everything is right because the profit isn't wrong. No plates on the front, in this state. Daphne, is that you? You're far too late. I've got the data, I've got the clout. You can't lock the ghost of the sleuth guru out. Watch out, Tricia, he's at the door. Exploitation forevermore.
If it weren't for problems, I don't think I'd be, still alive. Anyways, welcome in, everybody. I am still sick, and it really has sucked big time. Big time. This is inspired off of Olap. I don't ever know if I'm saying that right, but Olap had made some photos or whatever. Yeah, I call her the Boomer Bandit, whatever. You have to be creative in these streets. But the big thing of the week for sure has been, Jolene Lunzer, her reveal of, and I mean, it's been out there. These, what do you call them? Filings, lawsuits, they've been out there for about 15 years. And I mean, it's fair game. It is fair game just because I believe Tricia has chosen to ignore these things and just call it hate or trolling or vitriol, whatever she wants to label it as. It's unresolved. Like, I mean, it might be settled out of court per se, but it's not in the eyes of ethics, of YouTube ethics, like what the hell? You've got to have them. You can't just pretend to have them like it seems it's been. Anyways, I have it set to subscriber only, and only because, yeah, it turns out you get dragged more for discussing, Tricia Griffith, Websleuths, than you do Lauren Matthias with 300 and something thousand subscribers versus 50,000. Holy shit. That's crazy to me. It is insane. I've never, ever gotten, I'll say, vitriol like I have with Tricia. And I mean, started with, I thought, never got it with Lori and Chad. I mean, barely. Every now and then somebody be like, "You hate the church. You're just trying to take the church down." I mean, whatever. Those comments I've gotten over the years with Lori and Chad, but then, you kind of move into Lauren and John and Hidden True Crime and Tricia. Tricia was involved in that, is involved in that. She's not detracted. She's not apologized. She's stood her ground. She made her stance very clear to me. Okay. And I'm trying to navigate this YouTube land of true crime community, right? And who's safe, who's not safe, who's, where can I go? Anyways, where can other family members go? Where can they go? Who do you trust? It's, not exactly an easy feat. But anyways, I do want to wish my dad, Larry, a very happy birthday. Today's his birthday. So happy birthday to you. Anyway, that's big, huh? Big birthday today. I do have it's actually a tree ornament, but it's a brooch today. Mine did not come from an exploited elderly person. I hope yours doesn't either. And if so, not exploited, but hopefully you have just, hand-me-downs from your grandma or something, or your aunts. And yeah, happy birthday to Larry. Anyway, so I have it on subscriber only, and I have it to like 20 minutes, whatever. I can change that. Already had to ban Bipolar Express. There's nothing to talk about, they say. I don't say that whenever you're trying to explain a psychopath, a sociopath. Okay? I didn't go over there. I listened respectfully. So I suggest you do the same. I will never. This is like a fucking cult. It's like a cult mind. I've never, ever, have y'all? This is some wicked shit. But anyways, it's blowing my mind. And it kind of threw me off last week for sure. Like, I was just like, but I allowed that to get in my head. So not doing that shit this week, I don't understand. Like, I'm not over here just like dying for somebody. Like, I'm not like, I will die on their platform. Like I just worship this person. I don't worship nobody, anybody. Why are people doing this? It's weird. It's disturbing. And it's so like violent, It's like vigilantism or something crazy, huh? Oh, thank y'all for the birthday wishes for Larry. It is wild, huh? Lisa, what the hell? I just looked at your name, Lindsay. Lindsay. Man, I was able to talk to some people at the very heart of all this rigmarole. And I'm so glad. I mean, it's been a couple years coming, and I'll be able to, I didn't ask to see what I could say and what I couldn't say ahead of time. So I'm sorry about that. But just know that on the horizon, we're going to basically tell the story of the hidden true crime drama, and then the stalker hoax. We're going to start it from, we've worked our way backwards. So we're going to try and work our way forward, and just with what we know, and with the, what do you call that? With the privilege that Lauren and, in my opinion, Trish had. They seem to jump And I was already like, I already felt this. I already felt like they had jumped ahead of something that was going to come out. And it's like a plausible deniability type situation where, you poison the well. You only give your narrative. You omit all the things of the other person or the other side or anything to counteract your whole stance, your narrative, and then they ran with it. They run with it, and then they don't look back. And then it's like the Darvo thing where they deny, attack, reverse it, whatever. I know I always mess that up. I need to get me a little paper right here that says it so I can say it, because that's what this is. Even though Tricia, I forget which stream it was, but at the very end of it, she said that she was being Darvoed, and I was like, and then she explained like her definition of it, and I was like, yeah, no, that's not Darvo. Nice try though. Nice try. Go back, girl. Get you some Google. Get away from Bing, okay? Bing bong. Anyways, but yeah, Lindsay, you are on point though with a lot of things that you've researched and found in the Lauren verse, and I just want to give you your flowers. Here you go. You can have this Christmas decoration or whatever the hell. Right? I mean, I saw it, how it worked on my Uncle Charles, or that was the tactics that Lori used. I didn't know what it was. It's like where you can provoke the person, and then you step away from that person, and then you point at the person, and like to police or to whomever you're wanting to believe your side, and you're saying, look at how they're acting. Oh my God. Oh my, they like F with you're responding to the abuse and the tactics, and they're pointing it out as if you're the one who is provoking and, is scary. You're the one that's scary. You're the stalker. I need a protective order, please. Oh my God. It's narcissist, right? Yeah. Oh, I wish my brain would work right now. I've been so sick, and it sucks. It's working. It just don't work with my mouth. So we'll try. Last week, I didn't even rewatch last week because I was like, oh my God, I think I just blathered on and on and on. And I apologize for that. I was just so excited to see you guys. It had been like 2 weeks. And I mean, that's long in this world, in my community. We always talk. And, I don't get to see you guys everywhere, but I do get to see some of you some places. So anyways, and we're just trying to dig and find what is going on with all these people, and why and how do they keep it buried, man? Shit, I'm up front, I'm like, hey, I'll tell you what happened, come to me. But I'm just saying, like, I don't sit there and act like a righteous bitch. And like my shit, I'm just being real. My shit don't stink, like I'm not gonna, oh, that is so hypocritical. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. Like, admit your faults, apologize, and move the frick on. It's that fucking simple. Sorry, gonna try and keep the F-bombs too, but it is so freaking it's frustrating. Okay. It's frustrating. And these people are the ones who are like, we're victims advocates. We just, oh, I'm so sorry for your loss. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not. I don't believe you now. And had I known this then, I wouldn't have believed you then. You wouldn't have gotten as far as you've gotten off the back of my family and our pain. It just wouldn't happen. And that's called transparency. It's called full disclosure, or, just disclosure, period. Just be real, be like, hey, I have a shitty past, or whatever. But don't sit there and act like I'm a freaking troll or you're a troll for asking a question that is valid. That is so jacked up. But then yet they can do it. And it's like, where am I at? Where are we living at right now? Is this real? And it's makes you question reality for sure. Oh, I'll have to go back and watch it later then, Angela. I was just like, "Oh my god." I started painting afterwards. But, Gabby Petito for hey, Dreadful Penny. I appreciate your take on things. I do. You're very patient. Gabby Petito, for example, it's often the abused person who appears dysregulated, and it's a tactic. It's totally a tactic. And they should know better, especially Dr. John. Dr. John, right? Yeah. And then they're parroting, they're projecting. That's what I remember saying that. It's like they're projecting it and it's the same. And I hate to say that. I hate to be like, they'll I'm sure I have lots of critics now, or at least they've made themselves known more recently than before, whatever. I'm not perfect, but they the projection thing, is like, holy shit. And I'm sure they're like, oh, she just lumps everything in. But I mean, it's the same like behavior. It's like the like-minded behavior is what I call it. And it's I don't know. I don't know. I don't have anything else for it. It's just like, oh, I recognize this. Yeah. I remember Lori. I've learned to recognize it and going back and looking hindsight's 2020. You go back and you review things in the case with Lori and Chad, and you're like, oh, so that's what that is. Not at the time, did I notice? I wasn't around her, but I mean, now, yes. And I mean, if I haven't learned anything from the murders of my family, shame on me. I'm here to learn. Like, holy crap, this is like it's a horrible way to have to learn, but I mean, it is what it is. And I don't want this to repeat, unfortunately. But then you see these behaviors in other people and you're like, oh my God, it's triggering, and you worry for the person, you worry about their children around them or the elderly or the vulnerable. Oh my gosh, there's so much learning to do. It's hey Steph. Listen, le bon temps roulé, huh? How you doing? Contractor one. When you learned about NPD and applied that lens to my life, I was blown the F away by how much of my experience was suddenly clear to me instead of mystifying. Yeah, I don't want to be in the delulu. And I mean, we are all to an extent, but I mean, whatever, we can only do so much. And I mean, that's what we're trying to do, I think, is learn. If I haven't learned anything from the loss of my family members, then why am I even here? What's the point? Why research? Why be here in this space questioning and trying to have a safe place or find a safe place or make a safe place for people who are put in who are thrust, okay? Because my family didn't choose this. There's some people who are perps and they do choose this, because they're perpetrators, but we did not choose this to happen to our family. And you find yourself here and there's just people everywhere and it's a lot of noise, but in our case, there was still danger in my world. Like just knowing that Alex Cox was still alive and that there's this talk of a cult. What's a cult? What's a cult to you? What's a cult to me? What is my understanding of a cult? And I had a little understanding, in fact, ignorance. I had ignorance about what a cult was. I even looked at my stepdad and I was like, you mean like Charles Manson? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, well, he didn't kill anybody. I mean, oh God, I mean, I flinch when I think back to that silly little question, just he didn't kill him. I mean, just I didn't know. I did not know. Therefore, I just had like I'm not even a real good understanding about it, but yet I spoke on it and dismissed a lot of people's pain, suffering, deaths, manipulation, yada, yada, yada. I don't want to excuse it. I want to be aware, understand what I'm talking about. I don't know everything. I do dabble a little bit in everything though. I'm like, So, I mean, it's a lot to cram in my mind, just even over the past 7 years. It's a lot. And it's a lot of uncomfortable stuff that people do not, they don't want to talk about it. They don't want to hear about it. I understand. But I mean, that's on you. Like that's your right. I'm respecting your right. I'm not like going to your house, knocking on your door and proselytizing, I'm like, can I interest you in some truth that I've learned? No. I mean, I'm just over here. You can subscribe, you can not subscribe, you can like, whatever, you can participate. I don't want to force anybody to do anything. I'm not a cult leader, not even a little. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't think that like having understanding of something, especially this, I don't think that's, to me, it's enlightening. To me, it's given me a lot of answers. To me, it's provided a lot of like, I guess, not so scary. It's not so scary and big, or, I'm more versed in it. And so therefore I know what the hell, at least you're talking about. And if not, I'll go look and I'll dig into it. And that way I can talk to you about it, you know? Anyways, but people are just so, you're just jealous. And I'm like, of what? Please tell me. That was a big thing whenever the Lauren exposed herself. I mean, nobody did it. Tricia exposed herself too. She's doing it as we speak, as we talk about it, as we question. That's what is happening. It's like revealed, Where's my little Mardi Gras mask? I put them over there. I should have kept one, because it's like, oh my God, and then the mask just slams off and you're like, oh my God, you're the big bad monster. But you do see, and you're like, oh my God, how come everybody else cannot see what I'm looking at right now? That's the fascinating thing to me. I'm just like, oh, it has to be in your own time. And like, you have to be ready, or somewhat ready at least, to even see that facade fade, and you're just like, who is this person? It's scary. Hey, Hawkeyes, I want to tell you hey and acknowledge you. I know you've been having some trouble online, like with thinking that people, you're like, hey, can y'all see me? But yeah, we see you, boo. Just want to let you know. Yeah, sis is here, but she's not here. She'll be in and out. Appreciate you, Donna. Anyways, I don't understand the jealousy comments either. I'm like, we're not here for the same reasons even. So it's like not, I have nothing, it's like, I think I've heard somebody, Jen is her name, from, Ward Case, Files. I don't remember her channel name, but Jen Lou is her name. And she says, it's like comparing apples and carburetors. It's like, I'm not here because I have an interest in the true crime niche on YouTube. No, I'm here because this is kind of how, all this stuff happened to my family members. And I mean, my mom was on their hit list, y'all. I don't know if I understand she's not dead, thank God, right? But it's like, oh my God, just it got so close. And it wasn't just close. It was like I was surrounded, like 3 members of my family were either missing and or dead, and then come to find out all dead. And then my mom was on the hit list. And I mean, it really screws with your mind. Then to know that they were marking my family's bloodline is just so invasive. Just, I mean, I don't know. It really is. I find it very invasive, intrusive, violating my boundaries, my space as a human being. And, you know, you've got Julie Rowe in the very beginning of all this talking about soul trafficking, and you're like, what the F is she saying? You know, she's just a quack. And yeah, she is. I agree with you. But hey, Hella Raid, moan in. Come on in. Welcome to reality. All right, back to life. Just kidding. I'm glad y'all are here. Thank you, Hella and Dolly, for the raid. Raid? Anyways. Y'all, I have some sound bites too, like, because I've freaking enjoyed the hell out of those things. Okay. I'm like, why? I don't know why I enjoy them, but I do. Okay. So my next project is to upload them into my little baby stream deck that's a virgin. My little virgin stream deck that's just chilling, waiting to be, you know, waiting to have some wine quine or something, you know. But anyways, thank you guys for being here. And I have it set to subscribers only because we're getting trolled the hell out of, okay? And, you know, just discussing true crime topics, nothing different than them explaining or discussing my family. I mean, I don't know what the fuck's the difference. Except, you know, there's actually, well, I can't say that either because I was going to say they're court files and case files and stuff, but can't say that because there are also for Tricia. And, you know, don't invite us in. How about that? How about just maybe zip it while you're doing weird, shady, what appears to me to be shady stuff? Don't invite us in and then get appalled and clutch your pearls when people do. Don't invite us in, then slam the damn door on our faces. I mean, how rude. How rude. And this is somebody that I looked up to and that I actually trusted. Not a whole lot, but I did. I trusted so much, you know. I don't give my all to anybody. So just know that. Hello, Raid. Come on. I need a soundbite that says, I'm feeling hella good, so let's just keep on dancing. Dun, 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 dun. That's what I think of. I don't know what happened to Burnt Toast. I think I remember, and I don't know the ins and outs, but I remember that her channel had gotten taken down, but I think it had to do with something before. I don't know. You know, the politicking around here is crazy. And even running for office, you know? Yeah, that too. Your channel was around years before you knew you needed it to help heal. Yes. No one can dictate your narrative and silence you against those who have used you and your family. Love always wins. And right. Thank you, Cheryl and Amanda. Aussies. The thing with that too is that she's planning to do it and have like this fundraiser again this year. And I mean, I'm like, for sure, thinking to myself, for sure, with the fallout and everything that happened with Lauren, this is over 6 months ago now. For sure, Tricia knows better than to still continue to fundraise in the name of my nephew, for sure, and Charles and Tylee, right? Well, you would not be accurate either. Because she is, and that's like, what are you doing? What are you tripping on? I forgot to finish what I was saying just now. Subscriber only is what I have it on. Oh yeah, I did say it because I'm getting trolled right now. I had what's that person Bipolar Express, the one that was like, leave Lauren alone. You know, like Britney Spears is what I picture. Leave Britney alone. Anyways, that was back when all this stuff was happening with Lauren. And then there's nothing to talk about. They let me know before we went live today. There's just nothing to talk about. So I just kicked them. And I mean, I've never had to do this before. It's wild. It's kind of, that messes with my head too. I don't like I'm not a, like, what do you call that? Totalitarian. I'm not Hitler. I mean, who said it the other day? Was it Tricia that asked if she was Hitler in a past life? And I'm like, I mean, I didn't say it. I didn't have that idea in my head until I heard Tricia say it. Or I forget if I read it that she said is it that it's something that she said, or if it was something she said. Anyways, so what I'll do is I'll show you. So I mean, again, I've been just, of course, having to pay attention to Websleuths and hidden true crime still, as if I didn't have enough shit to do, right? I know you too, huh? But here we are we're having to like go back, and I'm having to review my life for the past 7 years. Not that I even had a good grasp on it to begin with, because it's a blur. A lot of it is a blur, but a lot of that is part of the problem and part of their tactics, I believe, because they depend on, I mean, this is where they prey, right? Allegedly, in my opinion, in my experience, I feel like it's like breeding ground, and they're like, "Ah." And they prey on people, in my opinion, allegedly, through when somebody is going through their most vulnerable, painful, just like I just told y'all, I don't, the blur, a lot of it's a blur. And it's like you're dizzy and you're not even able to see things for what they really are. I mean, which is not easy to do anyway, sometimes, until you step back and then you're like, oh God, there are sharks all around me, sometimes when I'm like, oh my God, you've got this person, you got people dictating things and what you can say and what you cannot say, keeping you on the damn rails. I mean, come the hell on. Who are we? They're telling basically in the chat, Bipolar Express, there's nothing to talk about, is what they said. Well, no, you're not the freaking info police. You're not. Who are you? Oh my God. It's like, you don't get to tell me what I get to talk about. America, right? I guess. Anyways, it's blowing my damn mind. And entitled much? Entitled a little fucking much? Hypocrite much? Don't say you're for victims and then pick and choose like Lauren, like your leader, one of your leaders. Okay, why? Because I can see through your bullshit? So that makes me less likable? Go fuck yourself, okay? I did not, this happened to my family, okay? This did not happen to your family, or at least in this story. So, go kick rocks. We don't need you here. I don't want you here, I'm just saying, we're not here for the same, it's apples and carburetors. And it's mind-blowing. And I'm not trying to be a bitch. And it feels like it's kind of pulling that part out of me, and it shouldn't get to this. And what I'm doing and asking these questions and doing these live streams and following and supporting everybody who is doing these, who is digging into this nasty shit. It's nasty. It ain't pretty. Murder's not pretty. Murder's very messy. That's what I've learned. So I don't go in with expectations of, coming out with rainbows and a balloon or anything. I know it's shitty and it's dark, and it's going to be dark everywhere else that I go. Anyways, let me share this tab, dude. Try and get on with the program. I'm gonna learn. I'm like Tricia. I just don't know. I just don't know what the hell I'm doing. Anyways. So, these are the end of the world parties that, again, I didn't realize kind of goes with the whole Lauren and John thing, celebrating the 144,000, having pool parties or even planning pool parties when you obtain the 144,000, when that is exactly what Lori and Chad were doing. And that is the exact reason that my family was murdered. It was part of Lori and Chad's mission. Okay. So are you a gatherer, Lauren and friends? Parts of a feather is one of the main, I know it's such a simple little saying, but I don't know, I repeat it all the time. That and slow and steady wins the race, if you really want to know. Little mantras. I don't know. But birds of a feather flock together and they support one another. They network. They lend credibility. Just the other day when Lauren was on with Aphrodite Jones and Tricia. And I mean, she went at the end and she did her spiel. Oh, just love DNA solves, love what you do here. And then Lauren, you're a freaking investigative journalist, allegedly. And those documents are out there. We know you know about them because your text messages dragging Tricia. Okay. We know that. So there's that. Cat's out of the fucking bag. And so, I mean, you know they're out there, but yet you're going to tell people to donate or send any, you're going to put money or donors in the direction of Tricia Griffith. I mean, ew, that's pretty fucking cringe and tells me way more than I really want. I don't want to know any more shit, man. It is dark. And you're like, they can't be this bad, can they? And then they're like, hold my beer. And you're like, oh, damn. Anyways, but here's the end of the world parties that Tricia she does every year, July 22nd. I remember that because it's my first ex-husband's birthday. And I'm like, okay, always made a joke about it like I just did. But I mean, this is when Chad and Lori claimed that the world was supposed to end and that they were going to go hide in the cavity of a rock and just nobody was going to notice that, there's like 4 or 5 murder victims in their wake. No biggie. They're just going to hang out by the pool in Hawaii and just, get laid. I really don't know. Reading visions of glory. Anyways, so again, I didn't realize these things. I like to make fun of what Chad and Lori believed and or did or I just like to make a mockery out of them. Just like this is kind of how I handle everything, right? Just here you go. Here you go. Exposure is my promise that I made, to my murdered uncle and Tylee and JJ that, their deaths would not be in vain and that I would do everything I can. I would never stop until I have to say, I had to kind of understand what I even promised to. I promised that I wouldn't stop until everybody with blood, like with my family's blood on their hands, was held accountable. And I mean, to what degree, right? Semantics. So I can't make sure they have handcuffs and that they're imprisoned or charged and serve time. But obviously that was a hard lesson. You think all those, you say a cult, it's like, okay, well, I expect more than 2 people, to be behind bars. And I mean, I'm grateful for that, but I'm also like, I don't want to settle either. Like they're all shitty. So just whatever, do what you gotta do. Don't just not even slap them on the wrist, it seems like, and treat them with little, kid gloves and just, like they're delicate or like I need them or like we need them to testify. I don't need you. I know what happened, Anyways, that's just me talking out my butt, but it's like there's lesser charges. There are just people need to be held accountable. I do. Tricia, you need to be held accountable. Had you been held accountable a long time ago and owned up to what you did, Lauren, same, goes for everybody. Boo and boo. Just saying, if we continue to have this mentality or to allow this mentality, look at Lori. Okay. Where's the cap? Where is it finally your responsibility or your fault? Because you did shitty things, said shitty things, and behaved shitty ways. When do you get to not be the victim of your own chaos and just vitriol is the word of the day, I guess. When do you get to be held accountable? When do we get to go to your trial and stand outside the courthouse and say, you heard it here first, Lauren Mathai, I mean, how come it's good for thee, but not for me? Okay. What I'm saying right now is not fucking foreign. It's not a foreign concept or conspiratorial, like y'all like to say all the time. Damn, y'all paranoid. Okay? Come on. Damn, I would much rather have you not being shitty to people. I would much rather say, hey, go over to my friends at Hidden True Crime, go over to Websleuths, they'll treat you right. Where it's safe for families to be able to get their bearings and not be taken advantage of. Okay. to say, oh, it's there, you're safe over there, you're a vulnerable person, I know you're vulnerable, you're not going to tell anybody that, but you know that person's in a vulnerable situation, you're not going to go send them to the damn lion's den. Okay, stop. Like, I'm not wrong here. I will tell you if I'm wrong, and I'm sure there's a lot of things I do wrong while I'm trying to prove my point here. But then that's on me. That's on me. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I'm not wrong here. And I will die on this hill unless there is some striking evidence that you're not trying to freaking pull over my eyes or convince me that it's evidence, your evidence, woo-woo text or whatever it is. Lauren saying, Law and Crime was going to film my 8-year-old. No, they fucking weren't. You showed the damn document, lady. She showed it to us on the screen and we just believed her. Because what? We're too lazy to look on the damn paper and read it for ourselves that it says we do not film minors. Okay? Not allowed. I mean, scapegoat, poison the well, plausible deniability, and they get to just, they get to spin the narrative. This is the narrative, and I have been watching Lauren for years now because there's a lot of things that don't align with what I've learned about the church and what she has purported, and or Tom Harrison. Just that in and of itself is the biggest. I mean, she could have 8,000 texts against me, just dragging my ass. I don't care. But the biggest throat punch is the fact that she hid and is still hiding Tom Harrison and protecting Tom Harrison from being found out, exposed, held accountable. Oh, oh my God, like this whole story of Chad and Lori and the murders and yada, yada, yada. And it's over. It's done. It's peaked out. The 4 trials and not one time was Tom Harrison ever freaking exposed, and never by Lauren Matthias. And you have to question why. I do. I'm like, why? Why? And look at the damage. Look at the fucking damage done. For what? Who is he? Why is he so protected? Why is he involved in so many of these horrendous stories coming out of the church? Why? All, headline with what do you call it? Not mainstream, but oh my God, high profile, whatever you want to say. Anyways, I don't know. It's just one of those things that it really, the more I think about it, I'm just like, oh, damn. Why? Why was she involved? Why was she covering the Lori and Chad Daybell case when she has personal ties to Tom Harrison? I think it's a bit, it's not even a bit. It's like way over, lady, too connected. It would have made a difference. Would it have made a difference to you guys if you'd have known that Lauren was actually closely related, or not related to, but knew Tom Harrison, his son, was best friends with Lauren's brother? Would that have made a difference in how you view the information, the exposés by Lauren and Megan, and Mormon stories even, or just Lauren on, oh, Tom Harrison, acting like you don't know him. And I'm like, whoa, conflict of interest, Yeah, it does to me too. It feels like a slap in the face. It's a slap in the face. I mean, just whether or not she was an active member, was kind of one of those things, but you try to overlook that because I'm not trying to judge anybody off of their beliefs, but it's the same beliefs. It's the same system. It's the same cult. It's the same thing. And it's protected over and over and over again because of people like Lauren. And it continues on and it never gets remedied or even acknowledged. And then I am the big conspiracy theorist. I am the one just dragging all these innocent people into it. And I'm like, well, let's see. How about 3 members of your family be murdered and you tell me how the fuck you would deal with it? I'm not here like trying to get you to please don't put me on a pedestal ever. Like I don't want to be I want to be just normal, um boots on the ground, I'll dig in with you, we'll dig in together. Like it's teamwork. That's how I look at things. This isn't just me. This I find so much information by watching others and what they're digging into, and I learn, and it's not mine and nobody owns it. It's not just it nobody owns information, and it fucking pisses me off because I mean that's basically how Lauren built her Patreon. It was just off of the Freedom of Information Act documents, and I mean whatever, whatever. It worked. And yeah, they will always tell you how they would deal with it, right? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, trust me. Yeah, my mom, they like to drag my mom sometimes. um, for how she handled this or that. And I mean, I get it, but I mean, who the hell? I don't know. This was just massive. We didn't know all the things. I mean, now we do. So yeah, we're like, holy crap, this was huge. This was so huge. And I would say that Lauren and John and another media, Mormon media outlet that was the main, story, the main, uh, the main one reporting on the story, when they have allegiance to or bias, allegiance, whatever you want to call it, to other things, they're not going to talk about it the way that, like, what I've seen, what I've found, how I'm like, oh my God, yes, it's right there, it's right there, it's right there, it's right, it's everywhere. And it's alarming because then everybody's like, it has nothing to do with the church. And I'm like, it has nothing to do with any other church. I'll promise you that. Okay. Now that we can say it has nothing to do with any other church, but then they want to say it's fringe. They want to label it. They want to distance it. Why? Because they're about image. What does Lauren and Tricia want to do? They want to distance it. Why? Turn image. It's all about image. And it's so superficial and it's so obvious, y'all. And I mean, just in how, look, I'm not, nobody gets to tell you how to grieve, right? Nobody. That's one important thing that I've learned from my friend Jen. When she told me that, it empowered me. And I was like, nobody gets to tell me how to grieve. Anyways, I was going through a time, right? And I don't get to tell Tricia, I don't get to tell Lauren, anybody. I don't get to tell you, excited name of Owens, Hawkeyes. I don't get to tell y'all how to grieve. Same, right? It's just a respect. But we do judge. Okay. We're like, how come she's doing that right there? Come on, Corey Richards. I'm just saying, we Lori Daybell, I mean, she was giggling the day that my uncle was murdered, like gleeful. Nothing to see here. That's how much she had already distanced herself from my uncle as a human being, much less her husband. And even whenever I learned this too, whenever she was representing herself in Arizona and she was saying, and I mean, it pissed me off, right? She was saying, my husband, my husband, my husband. And we're like, your husband's on death row. That's your 5th husband. That's the one you want to be with, love the one you're with. But here she is saying my husband, but it's still a dehumanizing term to say my husband. She never identified him as a person. She's still distancing and dehumanizing, even though to the unsuspecting person in the jury box, it sounds like, oh, my husband is that's, they prey on our empathy and how, anyways, I don't know. I'm not a freaking expert. There's plenty of them, allegedly. But I mean, just It's wild. Manipulation also does not equate to intelligence. That's huge. That was a huge thing for me to learn. I'm like, "Oh, she ain't smart enough." Well, turns out smart has nothing to do with how manipulative a person is, I don't think. Just saying they can kinda I think they're confused as the same thing. Um, I mean, we all manipulate, right? Don't we? Um, yeah, fringe is still part of the blanket. Fringe is still part of the religion. Absolutely. Like who created that, you know? And I mean, I'm not saying that because a church has a certain belief that they're responsible. No, it's not what I'm saying. But you can't keep putting this stuff out, putting the God approved label on it and saying that it's righteous. And then here we are. Here we are. Okay. We're dealing with the product of that, of saying the church is true. I mean, you're born into this. That's how I look at it. These people are born into this thought, this mindset, this understanding that they're the only true church. They have the only true living prophet. They have the only one true gospel. And then, I mean, again, we can get into the things where Joseph Smith even had to correct the Bible because what narcissists wouldn't. Okay. Um, especially, a little farm boy. I mean, none of that is true. None of that is true. I mean, he was actually practicing black magic and he was into the lesser keys of Solomon, which is the same shit Chad was doing. And that was the casting out, the casting circles, whatever the hell they were doing, right? The eplos, the names, the I mean, I've looked in all this shit. So I do know what I'm talking about. I'm not very great at talking I'm not like, you're not gonna, be able to write a paper on what the hell I say. Do your own damn research. But this is my experience, this is what I've learned. And it's not aligned with what is coming out of Hidden True Crime. It's not aligned out of what is repeated by Tricia. I mean, because Lord knows she just gonna play the content. She's not gonna she's like, in accordance with fair use, and then she just lets it rip, tater chip. She don't even I mean, where's the content? You know? I mean, everybody can have a hub and a meetup place, but where's your thought besides the bias, you know? Anyways, I know I have my own bias. I'm not trying to play like I don't, but I mean, one of the big things I learned this week too was the fact that there are so many more people who were taken advantage of allegedly by Trish, by sad fishing, poor mouthing, I call it, pity party, Eeyore, nobody loves me. But I mean, her semantics, like in justifying this, was that she didn't have to, she never asked for it. She just poor mouthed. She just would say all the things that she doesn't have. And, and then people just start throwing money at her. I mean, damn, right? I'm in the wrong damn business. Just kidding. Would not want to get over on people, And there's a difference in monetizing and talking about this and just straight up manipulating people to be your little pet, to be your little personal bank. It's nobody's freaking responsibility, grown ass women. Go to fucking work or create content, be creative. You got to do it. So stop taking advantage of people. Please just do it the regular way. I mean, I don't have a guilty conscience whenever I get my AdSense every month. I'm like, good Lord, I worked a freaking lot for this, like shit. But I mean, I worked for it. I still worked, whatever, it's different than physical work. Yeah. It's different than a job out there, but it's even worse. It's harder because you got to stay on top of your own damn ass. I'm not good at that. I'm not good at, um, doing my time wisely. Shit, I have time blindness like a crazy person, but I mean, she's another. I don't know how. I didn't know her purse phones. I mean, they could. I know Yes. I got the last part of that. Uh, Kelly J. Hey, Kelly, I left Websleuths last August. I had emailed Trish to tell her my mother died. I'm so sorry. Let me take this off. Sorry. I'm so sorry to hear about your mom. I am. But there's other people that have given money because kindness, right? You don't expect anything in return. That's kind of the, if you give a person panhandling on the side of the road, people are like, oh, don't give him any money because he's just going to go spend it on crack or, liquor. And I'm like, that's not on me. I'm not going to sit there and be a little dictator and be like, you can only go here, 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 here. Some people just, they'll go to McDonald's, pick them something up, whatever, teach their own, but I give it and then I let go. I'm like, here's $10. They didn't ask for it. I'll just go. So I remember seeing somebody digging in a dumpster once. And I mean, I don't want any accolades. I'm just telling you because there's a difference in people who are suffering and people who choose to suffer. People who do this to manipulate, this is their whole gig. This is their survival, is preying on the kindness of people around them to what, go gambling, to what, buy gaudy brooches, allegedly. I mean, what's going on here? Where's it's just way, yes, there's a lot of messed upness here. And I mean, I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed that I was even part of that. Because I mean, looking, like, going back and over and reviewing things, hindsight, I'm just like, oh my God, like, common sense, man. What the hell? Why are you vouching for Tricia, Stacy? I mean, like, what's going on? How come I didn't see this before? And it's anyways, I kick my own ass about it too. I think it's normal, but I'm not proud. But I mean, I'm also not sitting there and going and attacking people. I don't attack them, you know. I'll talk about it because I'm allowed. I am an American, unless I checked, and allegedly we have alleged rights so far. So I'm gonna use them until they completely throw me out the algorithm all the way. But there's just a lot of, I don't know, things I still can't put my finger on. The Othram DNA Solves relationship with Trish and how they bought Websleuths. So she's the manager now, but she was, putting their links and everything in her videos. And she was pushing for it. She still is. But it's like, okay. But then, then there's Beth B over here who died, who was a subscriber / supporter, who is basically the reason Trish was put into contact with Othram, the middlemen's in Texas of Baylor University, and I found out, and I just don't remember where I found this. So this is just going to be rumor and speculation right now till I can, directly show you the receipt where I saw this, because I've been looking at newspapers.com, and where Beth B, her real name is Janet, of course, but she is an alumni of Baylor. And and there was this video also earlier, which I think I want to play, but I don't want to play it all because it's something that OLOP brought to my attention. Thank God, right? I appreciate all these creators doing this, man. It's a big help. Let me get it real quick. It's and I love the thumbnails. Y'all are killing me with the thumbnails, man. Especially ATS News. I'm like, oh my God. Brilliant. Okay. Brilliant, I tell you. I'm a little jelly. Let me switch my view here. Okay. So this is more of an origin story, I guess you could say. Like, it helped. And it's 21 minutes. It's a video of Websleuths, but again, I'm going to take the link and I'll put it in the chat and I'll put it in my show note, whatever description box after this. And yes, definitely go and support Olap. But here we go.
Natalie Jones was found dead inside her car. When was it? October 7th, 8th, right in there. They've said they don't think it's foul play. Now, when they say that, it can mean suicide, it can mean natural causes, it can mean all kinds of things. And that's horrible for the family, you know, because the family doesn't want to think that she had mental health issues. And they found her in this wooded area, and there was a rumor that they had looked there before and the hot pink car wasn't there, and then it showed up there. And well, apparently that was not true. But anyway, according to law enforcement, there's no foul play, and the family is wanting answers. Okay. I have a wonderful producer named Natasha. She has been, in fact, your donations are so helpful because Natasha, she barely charges me because she's just so sweet, but this is what she does for a living. So she has to, you know, charge something. So that's why your donations are so helpful, because that means I want Natasha to work more and more. And boy, she works her behind off. Let me tell you, she's worked for all the big names in true crime and still does. So anyway, she's added me to her client list and she's been wonderful. Well, she got a hold of Natalie's mother, and Natalie's mother was going to come on tomorrow night. Notice I said was. Let me back up.
Not her fault.
Just found out today, this morning, that a guest who came on my show, I had no idea, but this guest had been approached by two different people that I do not know. I know their names now. Never heard of them. I know nothing about them. They contacted this guest and said, this is exactly what they said. Do not trust Tricia Griffith. Do not go on her show. Fortunately, this guest contacted a very good friend of mine who's very high profile. And this good friend laughed and said, that's ridiculous. And I think I know who these trolls are connected to. Don't pay any attention. I found that out this morning. Okay. Now this happened like a few weeks ago, but I just found out about it this morning. A few hours after that, I find out that Natalie's mother has canceled. Now,
Natasha died. She's known as Heels in the Air, I think. I remember who she is, but she actually made the video of, in the very beginning, whenever I went live, there's a couple video shots I got from Heels in the Air, okay, who did a Crime Con Queen video of Tricia. And so that's kind of incorporated into my intro. But I remember that, and I remember she died, but I don't know the details because, again, I was dealing with murder and cases and crazy stuff too. I would notice things, like in the community, but I never got into them. Kind of stay away from that crap. But yeah, hey, sweet Melissa, glad you're here.
Completely understand why she canceled. I don't know if I could go on and start talking on some show. And she's been talking to the media, and apparently the media hasn't been very kind to the family. And anyway, she canceled. Natasha tried to talk to her daughter, and her daughter didn't want to talk and just said, Mom's just done with it. And I get it. I'm not going to bother her at all. I understand that. I respect it. We may reach out in a few weeks just to see how she's doing. I'll reach out just to see how she's doing, but I don't want to bother her.
Oh, yeah,
so Natalie Jones's mother is not going to be coming on tomorrow night. I have to wonder, because I just recently announced that she would be here Saturday night. And I have to wonder if these two trolls contacted her. And she doesn't know anybody to contact to ask about me, and maybe just thought, to hell with it. I'm done. I'm not even going to bother with it.
You got time for this shit, for sure.
Now, these two trolls are connected to another woman who has been trolling me for about 10 years.
Oh,
And I've been working with another woman who she trolls
you work with a lot of
we're
people.
going to do a show on her. We've kept quiet for a long time because the advice is don't talk about them, ignore them, don't give them anything. But I'm fed up with it. And let me tell you what brought me to that fed up point. A few weeks ago, about a month ago, there was a major network who was really interested in Websleuths, really interested. And
Hollywood.
And Websleuths gets offers from production companies. And how it works is like this. A production company will say, hey, can we sign you for 6 months? And then in that 6 months, if we can't get you a TV deal, then we'll cut you loose. And if we do get you a TV deal, here's what we'll give you. Well, what I have found out, I mean, the first time I got one of these was 10 years ago. Oh my God, I thought I was in heaven. Like, we did it. We did it. Yay, no Websleuths. And my whole thing is the people on Websleuths so deserve a TV show. They so deserve to get the credit for all the work that they've done. You know, the people on Websleuths, they work so hard and they get nothing in return other than they get to go on a forum and they meet friends and they want to do it. They want to help. The goodness in their hearts is so pure that when I think we can get a TV show and I can focus on them, it's everything to me. It's been really hard to find a production company that will that gets it. And I've had this idea on what we can do, and it'll work. I have no doubt it will work. We when I say we, it's a friend of mine in Los Angeles who this is what.
It's a frog in her pocket. Just kidding.
When I say we, it's a friend of mine in Los Angeles who this is what she does. She's won an Emmy. She's like brilliant, and she is my partner. And she's the one that negotiates all the deals and everything.
What deals? Who? Does anybody know who this is? Because I don't. I think Stacy lives that way. I think Moonlight View lives that way, but I'm not sure who she's talking about.
And she's into true crime and she's done true crime shows and she's amazing.
Just it's not about like, you know, putting with this whole authorm thing, you know, it's about finding people their identity, giving them their identity and possibly prosecuting, you know, the perpetrator. Decades they've been, you know, missing and or dead and just no identity. And so I don't hear any of that. And Tricia, and this is October 16, 2020. Granted, I mean, I know she's on the website longer for, you know, quite a few decades, maybe, or, you know, since what, 2004-ish, I think. But this is in 2020. This is in February of 2020 is whenever Websleuths started having live streams on YouTube. Sorry, y'all, I've been sick. And then we have where Lauren and John entered the scene. I'm just tracking this network of people. And that's why I say that, because, you know, I know when OUR was founded. I know when the Greater Relief Fund, whatever the hell, Julie Rose, a nonprofit organization for slave, wait, what did you call them? Soul trafficking. Okay. All right. You know what I'm saying? Like, and Chad Daybell's company and how it was sponsoring Tim Ballard's company. And, you know, I follow the money. I definitely drop those receipts all the time. And, you know, anyways, I get ridiculed for it, which is weird. But I'm just trying to figure out who this is in Los Angeles behind Tricia. Weird.
And there were
a little bit
partner, and she's the one that negotiates all the deals and everything. And she's into true crime and she's done true crime shows and she's amazing.
Is she still there?
And there were several production companies that wanted to sign Websleuths to a development deal. Again, no money, just they get time to develop something. Well, this one particular
The concept
company
or something.
Actually worked with a huge network, and they did all the network's true crime stuff, and it was big. And this person said, do not sign anything. Let us give you an offer, please. We want Websleuths. Don't sign anything. And so they would, call and need this and need that. And I'm so excited because we're not signing with these other people. We're waiting to hear back. And then
Amen, Miss Mo.
it was a big network, people. One day I'll tell you who it was.
I'll pause in a minute.
Then she calls and she says, I Googled Tricia Griffith.
Oh, bing.
And I found this discussion thread on Reddit. And it said Tricia stole money from her members.
Not the truth.
I'm like,
not the truth.
And I said, when my friend called me, I said, are you kidding me?
I can't. How dare them? How dare them talk about the fucking truth? God forbid. You might have should have got a non-disclosure agreement whenever you settled out of court. Just not a lawyer, just here for a good time. But yeah, I think that's what you do. And then you don't have this kind of stuff. But I mean, it's the truth, Tricia, and it's undealt with. And you still have not accepted it. It's what it seems to me. You're still like, I'm the victim and I didn't ask for any money. They just threw it at me. And so, but you took it. You took it. You sad fish, you poor mouth, you pity, you, oh my God. You stepped in between actual donors helping victim family members in the worst fucking possible moments of their lives. And then you stepped and you're like, oh, hell no, not on my watch. And you were tracking. This is exactly what Elder Ballard was accused of doing for Tim Ballard with OUR, putting him in touch with wealthy donors in the church. Allegedly. He's dead now, but still allegedly. And I mean, same difference. It's like a scout, okay? Looking at information, analytics and stuff that other people don't have, nor hopefully would not exploit, but they will. But I mean, you're sitting there looking at this man who's donating to the Alexander family, Travis Alexander's family, right? And you just want to verify that it's just not somebody, just like you did with Beth B. It's fucking gross. And so you cut that, you took that away from that family for yourself, because God forbid somebody get your what you would consider, what it looks like to me is your cash cow. It's fucking gross. It's so gross. It's gross. I'm just saying it. It just, I don't know. It hit me a different way. Sorry. But I mean, oh my God. Oh my God. Can you imagine just being like, no, I'm more important, first off, to even contact that person, the donor, but then to undermine victims that you claim to be fucking advocating for. This is that thing. This is that ugly ass thing that I couldn't pinpoint, but this is that. And that is so gross. And that is what I'm here to stop. No more, Tricia. No more. No. And it'll be at the end. This time. I forgot to read it last time, y'all. I'm so sorry. But I have a strongly worded statement for Tricia Griffith, Websleuths. I mean, we can all go to court. It doesn't matter. I ain't got nothing but time, boo. But you're going to stop using my family to advocate for. No, thank you. No, thank you. No.
It's her idea of a deep dive, a Reddit thread. And then she said she was going to go back and look more what she could find. This troll woman that I told you about has the most bizarre crap up about me. And you have to really dig deep to find it. That's why I don't talk about it, because I don't want to give her any publicity. But the crap she says about me is beyond bizarre.
Oh, yeah.
you know, all I do is hurt families. I take families of murdered children and hurt them. She says horrible things about me, but nobody sees it because it's way back in the internet and it doesn't come up in Google searches unless you
look
really
what y'all do when it does. Look at what the hell you do when it does.
Well, I think she found it and didn't give me a chance to explain anything. And all of a sudden they weren't so anxious to make an offer. And then they made an offer and it was so bad. It was a joke. It was laughable. They didn't want me. After.
Not good enough for Trish.
She found some Reddit thread and some, you know, God knows if she found this other woman.
Thank you, Jolene.
And it was so upsetting because I said, you know, that's so unfair because I can't fight back against these people. I don't have 10 grand to, you know, get a lawyer on their case. I would win.
Oh my God. I wish I had a zinger right now, but this is where my mind is. I've been sick. So it's not, I feel like it's not making the connect, you know, where I could just, so it's very aggravating, but right now is when I'd really want to do that. Okay. I would just want to just make it very pointed. Just know that I'm very aware and I want to, I just feel like I can't do it right or fast enough or whatever. But what, oh my God. Back that shit up.
Some Reddit thread and some, you know, God knows if she found this other woman.
Lawsuits.
And it was so upsetting because I said, you know, that's so unfair because I can't.
You know what else is unfair? Or victims who can't breathe again. That's so fucking unfair. God. I know, huh?
Fight back against these people.
Can't either. They're in the grave if they're lucky, right? Depends on who put them there.
People. I don't have 10 grand to, you know, get a lawyer on their case. I would.
Neither do the families that you're fucking with.
Win, but I don't have the money.
And you didn't win the last one. You didn't win the last one. God, but you lie and say you did, and you're a liar. A lying liar who lies.
I don't want to do it. Screw them.
And there you go. Screw them, right? Screw them.
I don't have 10 grand to, you know, get a lawyer on their case. I would.
Well, I mean, hide the freaking roster of the wealthy members, you know, go hide your wife, hide your children, hide your damn money. Okay. Opportunistic people are looking, right? McSpunky?
Win, but I don't have the money and I don't want to do it. Screw them. You know, I go by what Websleuths does and what I have done.
Why don't you go be your own damn pro se lawyer then, Lori?
You know, I mean, hey, you know, people have said crappy shit about me forever.
Is it because you did crappy things, Tricia? I think so. I mean, it sucks when you're like, oh yeah, I am an asshole. Oh my God. Then you go do, you know, go beat yourself up internally. Okay. And then come out on the other side of it and say, you know what? I'm not going to be a shitty person anymore. And then you just don't be a shitty person anymore. You go make amends and you prove that through your actions. Okay. Nobody owes you anything. You don't owe me anything. I don't owe you anything. That's how it works. So just go work on you. Go just know that, oh my God, go look in a fucking mirror. Okay. And I don't mean that looks wise. I'm talking internal. Like go look at what you're putting out and then come back because we need good people here. We need good people here. We don't need people whose family members have been just brutally murdered and then exploit them every freaking rest of their lives. Like the family, they're paraded around. They don't even know it. And it's so gross. It's so gross. Oh my God, that's been the worst thing, I think, is just realization that it's gross, y'all. The underbelly of all this is disgusting. But then you have the fans and the, you know, the merch and all the things, you know, where you glamorize the killers and there whose faces go up on the thumbnails, there who draw it in, you know. And they're, oh my God, it's like, it reminds me of how the people in the church who forgive and forget, they just, rebaptize the pedophiles and put them back around your children and then cry again whenever it happens. And then it's like a cycle. It's a vicious cycle. And it's like, oh my God. And I mean, same thing. People they side with the perps. It's the fucking weirdest thing. Nobody wants to believe the victim. They're like, well, is there proof? Is there proof here? Is there? I mean, am I tripping? It's like, what are we even doing? Where are we at? Is this reality? I don't think so.
Because they can. People are mad that I own Websleuths. They want it.
Oh my God.
People have said crappy shit about me forever because they can. People are mad that I own Websleuths. They want it.
Oh my God. Never have I ever one time been like, oh my God, I'm so pissed off because Tricia owns Websleuths. You don't even own it now. I know that's then, but now, and what's your excuse now? What is it that we're jealous of now?
I told you I invited someone to be my business partner. That's what she wanted. She wanted Websleuths, and she said she got what she wanted. Her husband got her whatever she wanted. She wanted Websleuths. So she tried to sue me to get it, and she backed down because she had to provide.
You mean y'all settled out? You settled it.
The proof, and she didn't have it, and she was proven to be not telling the truth at all about me.
Why don't you just say a liar?
And I was vindicated, except for there's still people out there that believe it.
Then please, let's me and you sit on a live stream face to face, and let me ask you some questions, and you not sit there and dodge them or say, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. And I'm not going to let you play dumb because you're not dumb. You've gotten away with it far too long, sister. This is love, okay? This is me just really wanting you not to be a shitty person.
Because on my, the doodad that does the thing when you do that, the messages that people write underneath the videos. There's still some, and I think I know who it is. It's this weird guy that literally lives alone that has nothing. And he writes, Tricia steals money. Tricia steals money from banks or something. Yeah, well, whatever, I don't know. So you know what? I've left them up there because I'm not even going to waste my time to take them down because they're stupid. It's just stupid. Something about me embezzling. Oh, that was it. Embezzling. Yeah, that's what I did. I embezzled from my own bank account. It's just so stupid. None of it is true.
You're not entitled to it.
So anyway,
business partner.
That happened this summer. Wow. It was very disappointing. I find out today that one of my guests from a while ago was approached by these two women that I'm almost positive are connected to this other person. And then we have a guest cancel tomorrow night. And it's like, I want to do a show on trolls. But anyway, we will be doing a show sometime. I'll be doing it with another woman who's actually had it a lot worse than I have. I mean, you guys, like I said, I'm not a victim. I'm not at all. Okay, these guys have not hurt me. They've just annoyed me.
Annoyed. That's I didn't catch that the first time I watched it. Annoyed her. That sounds a lot like what Lauren and Christina, right? Oh my God. Woo! History repeats itself because these people continue to do and just she's not a victim. Did anybody here think that? I don't like people trying to convince me of something that it ain't fitting, like when Lauren Witter's Stalkergate, right? 9 hours drilling it in, all her friends writing declarations, drilling it in, no firsthand account, no nothing, just what does Lauren tell me to say? That's about it. And so these people are not thinking for themselves, okay? They're just like, but they want to think for us, and it's really fucking weird. Then they get mad when we think for ourselves, and they're like, oh my God, you hate me, you mean girls, we should be building women up. And I'm like,
had it a lot worse than I have. I mean, you guys, like I said, I'm not a victim. I'm not at all. Okay, these guys have
It's just a reminder. Okay, she's not a victim. So, okay, good.
Not hurt me. They've just annoyed me. They've just really annoyed me. I am not a victim. The woman that I am working with to expose this person, she
What kind of like what you're saying about with Daphne. I mean, that's basically sounds kind of similar to what you and Stacy have claimed and alleged about this woman, Daphne, that she's a fraud. And I mean, just on and on and on and on. I still don't even know who the hell she is. I wonder if she even knows. And you're like, I hope she knows. I hope she's watching and wishing pain on her. That's intent, lady. Stealing phones and shit. That is a crime.
She's had it rough. She's had it really bad. And so have other people that this woman has.
Especially the family members to the victims of violent crimes that you are, I mean, just so selflessly, right? You're such a selfless person that you're like, excuse me, move over, Alexander family. Hey, Mr. H, you been around here? You know, the music's playing, the cheap music in the background, and she's got her sexy eyes on. Just kidding. But you know what I'm saying? And then sugaring up to him so that he stops giving, I would say, support to people who actually need it and are probably grateful for it. And then she goes and like triangulates that and then makes it her own, and then, oh my God. And who was also, this donor was also a widow, a wealthy widow, but I mean, well, whatever, just saying what, to kind of get to the bottom of it, because it seems like it doesn't matter if it's male or female, just, wealth, health, wealth, and Websleuths. And, oh my God, what do you call them? Slot machines are gambling. Okay.
I'm dealing with. I have tried to get the negative crap removed. And let me give you another example. There's this one guy, I'm not even tell you his name.
Please.
And years ago, when I had to ban a lot of people all at once, and they thought it was the end of the world and I was the biggest piece of garbage.
Oh my God, a little self-important. They thought it was the end of the world because I shut them off. What the fudge?
Ban a lot of people all at once, and they thought it was the end of the world and I was the biggest piece of garbage. But these people, I think I told you, they were meeting behind my back at another, like at a private area in another forum, and they talked about how they're going to come over to Websleuths and start trouble because they wanted me to give up Websleuths because
this is like your original Rico. I mean, this is like they're conspiring, right? All these people are just, so what we're doing right now is not actually, freedom of speech, my own channel where we can discuss things like they do. Same thing they do. Okay, there's not a day I think that goes by that my aunt's name doesn't fall out of her mouth. Okay, or Chad's portal or something. It's wild, man. This is a wild.
Wanted it. And so they were trying to destroy it by literally organizing chaos to bring to Websleuths. This was years ago. Well, fortunately, somebody had a conscience and sent me screenshots of all of these, posts that people were making in this one forum. And so I banned everybody that was in that discussion. They were all members of Websleuths and they all participated. And I sent out, and people started emailing me and just, doing troll stuff, emailing me. Why did you do that? Some of those people didn't do anything. They just, mentioned something and they participated in the chat, but they didn't participate in the actual, event of trying to disrupt. And I'm like, I don't care. They knew what was going on. I don't want them here. And they were old time members. They've been there forever. Well, anyway, so I sent out a standard letter to everybody.
Not a standard letter. Oh my God, you meant business, girl. It's better than the cease and desist, right? Just, oh my Lord, not the standard damn letter. Did you actually buy the stamps? Did you snail mail it? I mean, what happened to email? What's going on? Why? What's going on?
They knew.
Have you ever mailed people that you've, played your pity stuff on and who gave you money that you did not ask for, you said, but you accepted it? Did you ever send them thank you cards? I mean, send them a standard thank you card.
What was going on? I don't want them here. And they were old time members. They've been there forever. Well, anyway, so I sent out a standard letter to everybody. And this idiot
So something always happens, you know. Trish embodies the whole country song. Play it backwards, you know. My wife left me my dog, got ran over by a train, and you know, just all the things. I mean, oh my Lord.
Got the letter, and he took it and he changed it. He left some of the wording in there, so just enough so it looked like I wrote it.
Man.
And he's posted it somewhere. I don't know.
What are the odds? Maybe don't gamble. I'm just saying, don't. Probably not. That's why I don't. I don't gamble because if it wasn't for bad luck, I'd have none at all. Okay, just saying.
If it's still up or not, but I've tried to get it taken down. I can't. It's horrible. The stuff it shows that I'm saying.
Where's it at?
Is horrible. You know, I'd never say things like that.
Oh my Lord. Then why does it bother you so much? If you never said it, if it's not you, why are you worried about it?
You know, lots of vulgarity, and yeah, it's awful.
Oh, remember whenever Lauren had talked shit about Trish in this text, and then Trish said that whenever Lauren contacted her, because oh my God, right? Wow. It must have been, that's a privileged little spot, you know, if Lauren's contacting you before all the shit goes down, get people on her side basically, because she's about to throw the whole linchpin, you know, and so Tricia was like, yeah, I got Lauren to say the F word and I apologized to her. I'm like, I remember thinking, like, why would you apologize to Lauren for getting her to say fuck? Okay. Why are you apologizing? Inversion is, yeah. And then here we are. She's doing, I mean, it's the same mindset. Why? It's like, you know, it's like they reproduce and they're just everywhere. And I'm like, this is bad. And I always asked y'all from the beginning, what about the rest of them? What I meant by that was like, what about the rest of them that believe like this, like that act like this, that have this inversion of thought? I don't know, because it's not like I think. Turns out, thank God. And somebody said yesterday, and I want to say Jolene, or might have been Dreadful Penny, or I don't know. I visited everywhere. ATS News. I don't know. Somebody was like, oh, it was in Jolene. And they said, come to the light side, join us. I was like, right? Damn.
Can't do anything about it. Can't do a damn thing.
You can change that.
There's so much I need to do. You know,
she hasn't done it yet.
Oh my God. And that's why I keep thinking, if I can just, you know, make enough money where I can hire some legal people.
Ooh, that sounds like a little beg. This is how she does, according to the behavior pointed out in the documents that sued her that won. I'm just saying, because she don't ask for it. She does not ask for money. People just send it to her.
To do this, to just take it on and take care of it
again, because this is important.
You know, make enough money where I can hire some legal people.
Enter Beth B.
To do this, to just take it on and take care of it. You know, that would be, oh my God, that would be so wonderful.
No, this is after Beth B, right? Am I right? Hold on. I'm kind of getting it mixed up. Oh, thank you, Llama Pajama. I appreciate that. That's hard to say, but it's not, you know? It's also not hard to say. I was wrong too. And again, you know, it's not like my highlight or anything. I mean, like I said, it's like I wake up and I'm like, oh my God, there's sharks all around me, you know, this whole time. And they grin to your face, and then they're stabbing you in the back. And I'm like, can you get all these knives out of my back, please? Thank you. All right, thanks. Right? Yeah. Tricia really had a glow up. Yeah. Yeah. And I do have a window narrowed down now. Yeah, this video is from October of 2020, but she started out on YouTube in February of 2020. And so this is around, you know, this is after Tylee and JJ were found in June. I'm just trying to give it some kind of timeline there, but I have a window of narrowed down to whenever the background changed. when the full glow up happened, when we started seeing, not roaches, we saw brooches. Anyways, it's a Christmas ornament, but whatever. I didn't get it off of a dead woman, or I didn't exploit. No one was exploited for this, okay? And it's just for fun. But I mean, I'm just saying, like, okay, so it was after Lori's sentencing in July. So it was after that time frame, but before CrimeCon, which was what, September 5th. So somewhere in August is when Tricia got the white shelves, the neon lights, I want to say, and I still got to narrow it down also on the clothing. But like yeah. Yeah, I've got like birds. Yeah. I don't have a bee. I'm not of the hive mind, I guess. I don't know. Trying to quit. Just kidding. Yeah. Hey, me or her? Because I mean, I cut back to one. I'm still sick. And I'm smoking, so leave me alone. Pick my poison. Anyways, can anybody buy my cigarettes? Can anybody? Oh my God. But she justifies it. It's like Lori justifying how she didn't kill all those people. She's like, oh, one was whatever she said, suicides, over medicating, whatever. That's how much I don't believe her ass. Suicides happen. Shit, I'm glad I'm forgetting her ass. It's really nice. But anyway, so yeah, it's somewhere in that window of time where the glow up happens behind Tricia. Not this. This is her old cabin, or somebody's old cabin. Somebody's cabin where the roof caved in.
But anyway,
Right.
that would be, oh my God, that would be so wonderful. But anyway,
oh yeah, nobody loves me.
The person that is trolling me is somebody that I had a situation that I believed a crime had been committed. Come to find out, a crime had not been committed, and we exposed that. We didn't say anything mean about her, but she was lying about what happened. And
oh my God, is this like freaking Twilight Zone and history is repeating itself? Holy shit, Batman.
Not been committed, and we...
Wait, one more time.
Me is somebody that I...
Now picture this, but Daphne and the Beth B situation.
The person that is trolling me is somebody that I had a situation that I believed a crime had been committed. Come to find out, a crime had not been committed, and we exposed that. We
exposed that a crime had not been committed?
We didn't say anything mean about her, but
Websleuths.
She was lying about what happened. And she's been lying about what happened, what she claims.
So is there a crime or no crime? And what did you uncover if there's not a crime? And then what did you uncover if it is a crime? And then she's lying.
Is this crime? She's even been featured on a big, I think it was might have been a 2-hour special.
God forbid.
About her so-called crime that happened, and it was proven that it didn't happen and that she lied. And it's this woman.
Are you jealous? Are you taking like note? Where's your big handy dandy notepad?
And a couple of her minions that do this.
I wonder what the difference is in a troll and a minion. Anybody know?
But if they are now, if I announce I'm having a guest on, if they are now contacting my guests, that's a whole different issue.
Nobody contacted me, and I wish I would. I wish they would have. Maybe they did. Maybe I just didn't know. I wish.
Issue. And that's what I'm talking about when I talk about trolling. There are people out there, because they feel they have the power to hurt you, they want to hurt you.
I just want you to actually apologize for what you've done. But here we are, Here we are, going on a year later. And there's people who have been trying to get you to apologize and not be shitty to them and not, rake them over the coals or exploit them in any way, sign business deals with you, thinking that, trying to, I guess they're buying into the person that you're claiming you want to be, but you never do the things to make that happen. Even to this very day, Tricia, the worst image is when you look in the mirror, hun, and you realize it's not them. It's not us. It's not a troll, a minion, a demon. It's not a cockroach. It's you. And you've got to deal. You got to heal, girl. You got to go heal. I don't know. I am not an expert.
They have no idea.
You come to
just, I don't think they're real smart. And
this is gold. They're not really smart. Okay. They just outsmart me.
I don't think they're real smart. And I'm not saying that in a rude way at all. I just think they don't get it. They don't see the good people are trying to do and how they're opening their yaps and saying a bunch of stuff that isn't true. You believe somebody and then you go around and on their word try and wreck what they're trying to do.
Because you can't keep fucking with people and expecting people like myself and others way more offended by you. You can't expect us, but I know you do, to not be outraged. You would be fucking outraged.
You have trolls that come on and just say rude, awful things. And it's not true. It is not true.
Quit proving it.
That, and I don't know how we fix that. The internet is still
fix you.
The wild, wild west.
It's not.
And I see these shows on Dr. Phil.
She likes shows.
And I'm sorry, it's always women. And they're mad at each other and they go and do horrible things to each other. It's like
Beth B, Daphne.
Like, my God, people, life is too short. Don't do this. If you don't like what somebody does, then don't go there and
oh my God, I'm rubber, you're glue. Whatever you say bounces off of me and lands on you.
Participate. Move on. Okay? Move on.
You move the fuck on.
I don't know. That's what I'm thinking of doing, is not announcing my guests, but that's not good because I want people to plan, but I don't want my guests harassed either.
Be better mods.
So
be a better person.
What I'm thinking of two things, and that was one of them, was not to announce a guest. The other would be to
these are her workarounds, okay? This, instead of apologizing, embracing who, she's wronged, the way she's wronged people, and saying, oh my God, I took advantage of people. This is the workaround. Okay.
To give Natasha a list of names.
So she's going to give, the other would be to give Natasha a list of names
of people that they would recognize that the guests could call.
That sounds like a damn network if I ain't never heard one.
For references. So if they do get asked by these trolls, and I hate to even have to bring them.
So Lawin is like, oh yeah, donate your money here. Yeah, I love what you do here, Trish. Says Lauren. Okay. So they're vouching for each other, which we know. But I mean, just to say it out loud, they do self-snitch, man. Oh my God. They self-snitch.
References. So if they do get asked by these trolls, and I hate to even have to bring that up in the
this ain't LinkedIn
beginning, but I think we may have to, and just say, look, if you Tricia has these trolls, if you have any problems,
Tricia trolls,
here are the people you can contact for references. There's nothing, she's not, she's not a crazy person.
She's not gonna go at you unless you have money. Allegedly.
These people that harass her are crazy, and they've been harassing our guests.
Remember whenever Stacy or somebody wrote in the comments to a valid question to Tricia and about the Beth B situation, and they told her, they gave her the 988 number, which is, mental health helpline 988. So the numbers that come in my head right now are 988 and 5150. Okay, I'm like, oh my God. It's like red flag city over here. Ugh.
So here you go. And I don't know how well that will work. And a long time ago, when I had Websleuths, I'm going to say around 2008 or so, and I would ban people. I started banning people regularly.
How is that working for you?
The ones that were causing problems.
You think they'd die off by now?
And people still get mad because we banned them today. But, you know, you just got to behave on Websleuths. That's all there is to it.
You just have, I'm your dictator, and you just have to say within my bounds, and you have to say nice things about me and tell me I'm pretty.
Anyway,
nothing.
There was this one troll, and I can't.
Which is why we're in the predicament we're in now with the algorithm and, you know, being favored or shadow banned, or it's social credit, basically. You know, I mean, if you can leave all the cuss words, the keywords, unless you're a big, you know, sponsored creator or whatever, then, you know, you can say whatever the hell you want. But if we say things that aren't like grape, unalived, you know, those trigger words that they don't like hearing, you know, like the people that own YouTube Daddy, because they don't like hearing the things that they're doing. That's where I'm at. They don't like hearing the truth. It looks a lot like what I'm seeing right here on the screen. Just don't like hearing the truth.
Can't remember her name. If somebody said it, I'd remember it. But she was notorious for just causing problems everywhere in the true crime world.
Oh.
Well, she made a big pronouncement that she was going to let everybody know how horrible I was at running Websleuths, and that people were going to stop coming to Websleuths because she was, you know, and I'm totally paraphrasing. She was on a crusade because she didn't like the way I ran it, and she didn't like the fact that I banned people. So you know who she called? Got him on the phone was Mark Klass. Now, do you know who Mark Klass is? Polly Klass's dad. She gets Mark Klass on the phone.
I'm surprised.
If you know about Mark, if you know anything about Mark Klass, he doesn't suffer fools well. And she says to him, you know, Tricia Griffith
does.
You know, she bans people for no reason on Websleuths. And he's like, what? And she's trying to tell him, Mark Klass, who could give a rat's patootie what I do on Websleuths and how I run Websleuths. Like, he could care less. She's trying to tell him that I ban unfairly. I'm unfair.
I mean, am I right? Isn't this a victim's dad, right? I know it was before my time, but, you know, or, you know, whenever I wasn't paying attention, for sure. I remember Polly Klass, and I remember something to do with, oh my gosh, I think it's another case. No. Didn't Tim Ballard, OUR, John Lyons have something to do with I'll have to get back to you on that, but I will look.
To my members on Websleuths.
But I mean, if this is a victim's dad, like a victim's, you know, of violent crimes or whatever, I don't know what happened to her, but I mean, why would you bother him with this? And I'm glad that person told him, if this is the case, okay, get over yourself. Oh my God. I don't know if I have that right in the context or anything, but let's just pretend it is a victim's dad or parent or whatever, family member. And let's listen to that again.
Mark Klass, who could give a rat's patootie what I do on Websleuths and how I run Websleuths. Like, he could care less. She's trying to tell him that I ban unfairly. I'm unfair to my members on Websleuths. And he called me and he's like, who the hell is this woman? And I think, I'm not sure, but I think he told her to, you know, to do that thing, blank off thing, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, it didn't go over well. She quit after that. So that's good. I don't know who these, I mean, here's the thing. I know how they contacted, we're talking about the trolls that contacted a guest from a few weeks ago, and the guest, you know, came on and I just found out today. And she showed me how they contacted her, and it was through Twitter. And
damn tweeters.
It was a direct message. So I know who they are. But the problem,
I mean, what do you, oh my God, if you put this much energy into just being a not shitty person, then, I think a lot of this would clear itself up. I'm just.
Problem is because of social media, they can contact people.
No, it's because you're shitty, not because of social media.
Through direct message, and there was, and I understand, let me tell you, I understand doing that when it's legit. I had a friend who was being horribly stalked, and this person had, 3 restraining orders against her and an arrest warrant. And she was starting to, this crazy person was starting to
track them online and shit, like you just said you did.
Befriend people that I knew of. I didn't know them.
You mean like network? Like meet people? Damn.
Knew of them. And so I reached out to a few of them and said, you don't know me, but here's my name. And I own Websleuths.
Oh my God. This person, I just want to be like, you're not the boss of me. Like that's what comes to mind.
Let me show you. They have restraining orders against them. Please be careful. It was men she was going after. And I did. So I get.
How much would, he was a donor, right? Probably.
Wanting to warn people, and I did that to just a few people and they were very grateful. But I had proof. I had restraining orders and an arrest warrant, for God's
sake. Maybe, but that doesn't mean you have proof. We've seen how that works.
Sakes, I could show that she was nuts. Anyway, I really don't like to remove the negative comments.
You do though.
Because I want to be honest. Now, if it's something really awful, I'll remove it. But usually I'll leave them.
Oh my God. I see this happen every evening whenever I go, take my little gander, my little stroll for the evening, my web sleuth stroll. And I'm like, oh God, what they going to piss me off with today? What's she going to make me laugh about today? Oh my Lord, what they going to deny today? And you see them go. People have asked you things in the comment section and boom, boom, boom. They're trolls. They're freaking after you. They're just jealous. God forbid they have a valid question. But then I see your people here. I don't go there. I listen. My right. Okay. Just saying.
Don't let the trolls get you.
Don't let your trolls. Who let the trolls out?
There comes a time when you have to fight back. I don't know exactly when.
Nobody here troll them, please. Okay. Just know that I'm not encouraging that because they like to report me anyways. Just because they like to say things that they like to create a crime, in my opinion. Okay.
And that time is, but we will be fighting back on some of these trolls because I'm done. I am done with them, trying to mess up my life for no reason. Now,
you don't need help, boo. You're doing it. You're on your own. Come on, lady. You're in the best part of your life. Okay. Right. I want to think. Just have fun. YOLO. Go. I could see her being like at a nudist colony or something. I could. Not to give visuals or anything, but just can you imagine?
Now, I'm going to still go tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern, just in case Natalie's mother changes her mind and wants to come on the show.
So what are you going to do to get justice for Natalie's mother or Natalie? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is it that you're even offering besides it's like a transactional relationship. It's also exploitation, in my opinion, because that gets you the views, that gets you the people coming in, right? And that's more people you can do what? Manipulate? Is this more people you can drive to your website? What, just to sell it? And then, I'm just trying to figure out your stance here, lady. Like, what is it that you offer? What kind of safety? What kind of, just soft place to land where people can trust that they're not going to be used or their family members are going to be used to clout into the world parties and shit. 24 hours, watch Tricia sleep. Okay. What kind of fakery are we doing? And why? And what do you get out of it? What do you get? What's the end game? That is
tomorrow.
Right
and remember, we're going to have Lauren and Dr. John on tomorrow to talk about these friends that end up killing their friends to steal their babies.
Thank you a lot. Thank you so much. Wow. I'm going to grab the link again and go share it over here with you guys. That was enlightening, big time. Oh, I want my spunk back, man. Y'all here, I still have a cold and I hate it. And I've been having the won-wons or whatever. That's what I call them. Not the woo-woos, but the won-wons. But anyway, so let me take this off the stage. And I'm trying to remember what I was doing. All right, let me close some things. What'd y'all think of that? That was pretty enlightening. Hold on, I got a cough. Oh my gosh, it's pretty gnarly. This is the nastiest shit ever. I hate it because it's got honey in it, but oh my God, it's the only thing that's been working. I know, huh? I know. You genuinely started with no idea that was so long ago. Damn. State paying caregiver for Kyle, the kidney, allegedly presumed. I don't know. It's kind of interesting how that works. I've been trying to figure it out too. I'm like, okay, it's like a riddle. I'm like, the human that has Kyle, the kidney. But then Beth B was taking care or promised her neighbors, mom and dad, whose child was Kyle, right? Who she promised them that she was going to take care of Kyle. So then did Kyle die? Or is Kyle alive? And did he donate a kidney? And the human that got the kidney, you see what I'm saying? I need help. Olap is the creator who I just shared that video from. Where's it at? Right here. Olap did the songs about Lauren. Oh my gosh. Let me get it real quick. We'll do a little history. Little history on Olap. O-L. Am I saying it right? O-L-O-P-P. Here, let me change my screen. Not a dumb question, ever. Thank you, Glam Dolly. I appreciate that.
So I can tell a little bit about the story. I have Beth B's phone. She told me to take care of it. And you all know that I got that text message the day after she died. I can't explain it. I want somebody to explain it to me. I don't really believe it was an afterlife thing. The text said, be me, B-E space M-E. She was a researcher her adult life. Most of her adult life, she was a researcher for a major company. We started researching and we found some incredible documents thanks to Stacy. And these documents proved hardcore fraud. They are now in the hands of the authorities. And there's somebody that desperately wants that phone from me. People are saying, well, you did it. No, I didn't. It was a day after she died. Now the phones were next to each other and I was picking up my phone. I had put down her phone. I was picking up my phone. When I heard her, I had assigned to her the owl sound. It goes, and I heard that. Nobody else has that sound but her. And I about had a heart attack. And then I looked at it and it said, baby. And she had not been able to text for about 10 days. The last text last I got from her was 10 days before she died. I need somebody that understands Apple phones to explain it to me, because the experts that I've talked to, they say they're experts. They say there's no way that what I claim happened. I gotta figure it out. They're just going to. People will just accuse me of doing it. I mean, I'll take a lie detector test. I'll do whatever. I didn't do it. It scared the living crap out of me. Why would somebody pick to text me? I mean, that's a weird thing. And if you were gonna fake one, why would you just put BB? You would say something like, hey, it's me. You know I'm here. It's beautiful. You know something. Well, we figured it out. Again, Beth B was a researcher, and I'll never forget I'm holding a phone going, research, what can I research? I don't have anything of hers to research. As I hold her phone, you know.
DMAX Beth B autocorrect be me. That's really interesting. But how did the Beth B get typed in there? You know, that's DMAX, that is brilliant, actually. Be me, Beth B.
Why would somebody pick to text BB? I mean, that's a weird thing. And if you were gonna fake one, why would you just put BB? You would say something like, hey, it's me. You know I'm here. It's beautiful. You know something. Little E space.
Oh, right. Ribbit. That was ribbiting, huh? I love saying that. It's the only time I really can, right? Ribbiting. Okay. Anyways, so okay, not a dumb question, and I hope that answers it. But yeah, she did the Lauren and John song when he was like, "Oh my god," I laughed way harder than I even should have. Okay, with John's tongue, just I was like, "Oh my god, how did I not see this before?" Anyways. Oh, yeah. Hey, Trish, I left all my monies for my fur babies. Please let the dogs live, or the animals, right? Man. Yeah. So, earlier I was trying to open my Canva and it keeps trying to open up in a file or something. I'm like, what the hell? So I don't know how to open that right now. But I have done, I just kind of lay it out in a document. Okay. But okay, here's a summer. Okay, hold on. So this is from Mr. Bright Breakfast's post on subreddit. He put, Patricia has her own interesting history with Websleuths. Here's a lawsuit from when Tricia sold half of Websleuths to someone else and then refused to actually hand over any part of the assets or control after she was paid, right? She was embezzling from her bank account. Remember what she just said? She was accused of embezzling from her home bank account. That's because it was no longer just me. It was we, Anyway, so then she got caught taking 58 grand from the Websleuths company account and getting Websleuths members to offer her additional loans they thought were to support Websleuths that she in turn just used for her personal expenses. She fits in real well with Hidden True Crime, in his opinion and mine. her video she filmed at CrimeCon where she talked about harassing John Ramsey and filming even though she wasn't allowed to and said it, showed her true colors. I don't know how she thought that was funny, but she does that thing where it's itty bitty. She acts innocent. I mean, I picture like the way she's explained it before, which when I saw that Hella and Dolly were doing this tonight, I'm so glad y'all did. I've got clips too, and I was looking for one, and I was like, okay, I gotta concentrate on my own show. So I was like, okay, stop. Because I just found a clip of Tricia saying what, because I'm like, what does it prove if Patsy wrote the damn ransom letter? Is that aha, we have the killer or killers? No. Well, it's irrelevant to me. It's like a moot point. You don't do shit with it except argue with people. I don't know. I mean, I don't know the case like some people, but I mean, it's just common sense to me. And then why put that on your boobs? Why put it on your boobs? Then why go to CrimeCon with them on your boobs and then go put yourself in front of the man who lost his daughter? I mean, whether in a court of law or not, it is not our place to sit here and go, you're guilty, And then if he's guilty in her eyes, then why go put herself in front of him? Why record him illegally? And she did it with intent because there's a video before they even went to CrimeCon where she's told about her whole plan straight up, I swear. And I didn't get to watch and see if it was included in y'all's presentation or not. But yeah, because I mean, when I saw that Grayson and Lauren in her 9-hour live had showed that whole paragraph of a quote from a creator, which we found out was Gigi, right? But then they're telling the Henderson police that oh no, I didn't record that, because he was like, that's illegal. And they were like, oh no, but they quoted it. So that means there's a recording of it. Same thing, same tactic, same thing that Tricia did with John Ramsey. She was like, well, I can't really share the recording, but here's what he said. Hear ye, pulls out the scroll and just, she talks like a badass too. Like she's, oh, I'm going to pay him some money to come on. You didn't even ask him the questions anyways when you got him to sign the books, which you weren't supposed to do anyways. But you know what I mean? It's like the rules don't apply to her. That's what I've noticed before any of this part 2 came out, I guess. I mean, it's like, it's wild. It's wild, the self-importance and the just, I'm above the law. The Lori Daybell thought, I'm sorry to bring that in, but I mean, it reminds me, it's reminiscent, man. They're special. They get the crest. God gives me crest. Just saying. Anyways, it is bizarre. And so it did a summary of the key details in the plaintiff's original petition for a lawsuit filed in the district court for Harris County, Texas. And it says case details. It was filed August 13, 2013. Plaintiffs, Websleuths.com, LLC, and Susan Pruitt. And the defendant was Patricia Arrington Griffith. Jurisdiction was the court asserts personal jurisdiction over the Utah-based defendant, Griffith, based on her business activities, contract negotiations, oh Lord, can you imagine, and obligations within the state of Texas related to the formation and operation of Websleuths.com LLC. But yeah, y'all go check out Hella and Dolly's video live stream from earlier. I have to too whenever I'm done. The court already said that. Okay, so venue is asserted to be proper in Harris County, Texas, because all or substantially all of the events giving rise to the causes of action occurred there. The factual background, the website history, Websleuths.com was a website Griffith operated as a sole proprietorship for discussing and sharing information about unresolved criminal cases. Okay, well, Lori's and Chad's is resolved. Can we get it the fuck out of there? Thank you. Sale agreement. Susan Pruitt was a supporter of the site, and due to Griffith's stated financial difficulties, negotiated a sell and purchase agreement on May 1st, 2011. Terms of the agreement. Pruitt was to pay $11,000 to Griffith. Griffith was to provide a bill of sale for half of the assets, and both parties were to assign their respective interests, so including the right to the website and name to a new entity, which would be Websleuths.com LLC. Alleged breaches by Griffith. Let me scoot this down. I know y'all can't see it, but I don't know if anything's, I didn't redact anything is what I'm saying. Excuse me. Alleged breaches by Griffith. Pruitt paid the full $11,000, but Griffith allegedly never provided the bill of sale. Can you imagine? Assigned her interest to the LLC or relinquished control of critical assets. Griffith continued to hold and operate assets in her name and allegedly removed over $58,000 from the company, while Pruitt received no funds and had to pay over $10,000 in additional expenses for the company. Griffith is accused of seeking loans and donations from volunteers, representing that the funds would support the company, but instead pocketing the money for personal use. Sounds like exactly what she did to Sue Pruitt, except it was a business arrangement. Like, hey, I'll just own some of your company, opportunity. Anyways, that's kind of what it sounds like to me. Let's see. Griffith allegedly continued to use the proprietary and licensed Websleuths name to advance her personal reputation and financial interests. Like examples like on the radio broadcast, despite the agreement stating that Websleuths.com LLC owns all rights to the name. Causes of action. There was a breach of the agreement because Griffith failed to fulfill her obligations under the agreement after accepting Pruitt's funds, causing loss and injury. Then there was a breach of fiduciary duty. Griffith misused company funds, acting to the detriment. Oh, a detriment word, right? That's what she said about Beth B. She was like, she owes me money. Her estate owes me money to my detriment. Anyway, so acting to the detriment of Pruitt and the company. Then there were attorney's fees. Plaintiffs also seek recovery of reasonable attorney's fees and litigation costs. And so if Tricia never actually, if she always gets bailed out, she's always, you can't keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. She's going to have to come to kind of like an intervention of her own, even, where nobody helps her. And then you got to struggle, but she will, and she'll get through it. But then she will understand the impact of what she's done, that, in my opinion, anyways. And then I don't think it'll repeat itself, but relief requested. The plaintiffs request a judgment awarding them the full amount of actual damages, punitive damages, pre and post judgment interest, court costs, and reasonable attorney fees. They also asked the court to prevent Griffith's wrongful acts from continuing, which they state would cause irreparable harm to the business interests. No shit. I guess they lost that one. No. The lawsuit, titled Plaintiff's Original Petition, identifies the following parties and filing date. The plaintiffs is Websleuths.com LLC and Susan Pruitt. Defendant Patricia Arrington Griffith. Filing date. Did I just read this? Let me just make sure I'm not repeating myself. I'm not going to read all that stuff again because, yes, I am kind of reading it again. Okay, well, shit. I'll just read it down. Plaintiffs, Websleuths.com, LLC, and Susan Pruitt. Defendant, Patricia Griffith. Filing date, August 13, 2013. Based on the provided document, the formation of the LLC in Texas and its connection to Griffith, who resided in Utah, involved several factors. The residence of Susan Pruitt. While Griffith was a resident of Utah, the other plaintiff and business partner, Susan Pruitt, was a resident of Harris County, Texas. business activities in Texas. The petition asserts that Griffith purposefully conducted business activities within Texas, including negotiating and entering into contracts and agreeing to various obligations, specifically regarding the creation and operation of plaintiff Websleuths.com LLC. Got that? Negotiations and inducement. Griffith allegedly made repeated telephone and electronic representations to Pruitt in Texas to induce her to invest in the business. And you know how in one of the field trip videos that was privated or whatever, I don't know where to get a hold of those things anyways. I would like them, I want to keep using, I love everybody else's commentary, but it gets a little confusing, it's like an echo chamber a little bit, but, and then I think it kind of helps if we do it on our own, then we can kind of find things that others aren't finding, I don't know. Just an idea. Or you can put it back up, Tricia, if you're not hiding anything. Okay, we'll wait. I need to lose weight anyways. So, the petition asserts that Griffith purposefully conducted business activities within Texas, including negotiating and entering into contracts and agreeing to various obligations, specifically regarding the creation and operation of plaintiff Websleuths.com LLC. Negotiations and inducement. Griffith allegedly made repeated telephone and electronic representations to Pruitt in Texas to induce her to invest in the business. Said that already too. Just nailing it in, I guess. Agreement terms. These negotiations resulted in a purchase contract and the formation of a new business entity in Texas. The May 1, 2011 sell and purchase agreement stipulated that both Griffith and Pruitt would assign their interest in the business exclusively to this new entity, Websleuths.com LLC, Limited Liability Corporation, right? Performance of obligations. The lawsuit claims that much of the work Griffith committed The lawsuit claims that much of the work Griffith committed to, was intended to be performed within the state of Texas. Ongoing business conduct. Griffith allegedly used the Websleuths name for personal financial gain on radio broadcasts transmitted throughout the country, including within Texas. I would love to hear some of them. If anybody knows, the plaintiffs allege that Patricia Arrington Griffith engaged in several improper activities regarding the use of company and volunteer funds. Well, what are they? Oh, I thought you never asked. Withdrawal of company assets. Griffith is accused of removing assets in excess of $58,000 from the company for her own interests. Failure to compensate or reimburse partner is another allegation. Yeah. While Griffith withdrew these funds, plaintiff Susan Pruitt reportedly received no money from the company and was not reimbursed for more than $10,000 in additional expenses she paid to keep the operation running. So it enables Tricia to just continue on doing what she's doing. But I mean, sometimes you got to do that. Misuse of volunteer contributions. Griffith allegedly solicited loans and donations from volunteers, I should say wealthy, in my opinion, and members under the guise of supporting the website, but instead pocketed the money, that's in quotes, pocketed the money for personal use. Concealment of transactions. The petition states that Griffith promised to repay these volunteers, but requested they not report these activities to Pruitt or the company. And that's interesting, because when you're actively asking people within your company, your realm, your circle, to not reveal what you're doing or whatever to other people, that to me is like, that's awareness. Like, girl, so stop playing like a victim, okay? Because you know it. Personal, in my opinion, personal financial gain from brand name, Websleuths.com, right? Griffith allegedly used the proprietary Websleuths name, which the LLC claims to own, on radio broadcasts and other ventures to advance her personal financial interests. She just wants a Hollywood ending, y'all. Don't take it out on her. These actions are cited as the basis for the plaintiff's claim of breach of fiduciary duties, asserting that Griffith misused funds meant for the development of the website and company. The two main causes of actions asserted by the plaintiffs are, number one, breach of the agreement, sale and purchase agreement, and number two, breach of fiduciary duty. The plaintiff's original petition contained several specific allegations regarding the use of company and volunteer funds by Patricia Arrington Griffith, removal of company assets. She's accused of removing more than $58,000 in assets from the company for her own interests. And then the next is failure to compensate partner. That while she was withdrawing these funds, plaintiff Susan Pruitt reportedly received $0 from the company and was not reimbursed for more than $10,000 in additional expenses, okay, that she paid to keep the business operational. So like you're like maintaining and you're like, oh shit, you know? Oh man, that's terrifying. Gotta be smart though, or smart, try to be as smart as you can with who you're getting into business with. Oh my God. I don't think I'd want to be in business with anybody. That's scary. So she received none. Okay. To keep the business operational. Misuse of volunteer contributions. Griffith allegedly solicited and obtained significant loans and donations from volunteers and members by representing that the funds would support the company and the website. Instead, she is accused of pocketing the money for her own personal use. Then there's the concealment of financial activities. Concealment is interesting, right? Chad Daybell concealed the bodies of Tyler and JJ in his backyard. And I liken that. I know it's rather stark indifference, but kind of not. The concept is there. I mean, a Faraday bag is used to conceal that you stole a phone, that you admitted to stealing. You got it, girl. You put your dirty paws on it. And you're like, yep, I'm entitled to my deceased subscriber / friend / alleged victim. That's mine. And then you went and changed the codes, self-confess, self-snitch, blame yourself. Yeah. I don't know. It's not looking good. Okay. While Griffith withdrew these funds, plaintiff Susan Pruitt reportedly received zero money from the company and was not reimbursed. Did I say that? Yes. Griffith allegedly solicited and obtained significant loans, which I'm wondering, I'm like, oh God, I hope she didn't get any loans in Beth B's situation in the estate and stuff. I'll read that in just a second. And donations from volunteers and members by representing that the funds would support the company and website. I said that. Instead, she is accused of pocketing the money for personal use. Oh my gosh. Concealment of financial activities. The petition states that Griffith promised to repay these volunteers, but she promised to repay them, but specifically requested that, y'all don't report these transactions to Pruitt or, the company. It's none of their business. Triangulation is what I see. If you can separate all these people and get them not to talk, and then, oh, no shit, no wonder they think it's a conspiracy when we do get to talk. And then they're like, oh no, not all my shitty things coming back at me. Oh no, it's harassment. These actions, Griffith allegedly used the Websleuths name, which the LLC claims to own exclusively, to advance her personal reputation and financial interest, such as on radio broadcasts, despite instructions to stop. So those rules do not apply to Tricia. No recording, especially, people they invite to CrimeCon. Oh, it should just be my person. Oops, it's just itty bitty. It's itty bitty. Like, oh my God, the audacity. And it's like blatant, is so in your face, man. It's not cute. It's not cute. These actions form the basis for the plaintiff's claim of breach of fiduciary duty, as they assert Griffith misused funds intended for the development and enhancement of the company and website. And then it does share just a blurb out of the lawsuit, but I'll read it. It says her own, I'm just picking up where it left off, her own interest to the harm and detriment of the business venture and plaintiffs. Specifically, Griffith has removed assets from the company in excess of $58,000. At the same time, no funds from the company have been paid to Pruitt. And Pruitt has not been refunded or reimbursed any of the funds she has put into the business to keep it afloat, to keep it in operation. And then Tricia's over here like, don't tell Sue, don't tell anybody. Mm-mm. In fact, while Griffith has withdrawn over $58,000 from the company account, Pruitt has had to expend additional funds and pay expenses on behalf of the company to keep the operation going. That says it again. These funds were in excess of $10,000, which included, but not limited to, an acquisition of trademark, background checks on all staff, filing fees, and web service fees. In addition to improperly removing funds from the company account, Griffith has also acted improperly and to the detriment of plaintiffs by seeking funds from persons that volunteer their time in support of Websleuths.com LLC and the website. Yep. This is her louche, man. She's like Scrooge McDuck. Specifically, Griffith has obtained loans and donations from a number of volunteers and members. Certain volunteers and members with the understanding that they are acting in support of the company and the website have donated and loaned significant amounts of funds to Griffith to be used by the company in support of the website. In spite, and this is highlighted, in spite of those representations to a number of volunteers, Griffith has repeatedly pocketed the money and used it for her own personal purposes and interests. Several volunteers have complained about such action by Griffith, and Griffith's wrongful action and intentional misrepresentations now jeopardize the business interest of the company and Pruitt. Pruitt has also been informed that Griffith has promised various volunteers that the funds will be repaid. Peter and Paul, you can't keep triangulating them, girl. You got to borrow from one to pay the other. Anywho, and has requested the volunteers to not report these transactions and activities to the company or Pruitt. That's intent. That shows intent. That shows that you know better too. Just like, such actions by Griffith in direct violation of the agreement and her obligations to Pruitt and the company threaten plaintiffs with irreparable harm and injury, in addition to the improper activities of self-dealing engaged. Okay, it's not a finished sentence anyways. And then I put, okay, somebody had wrote a comment on Reddit too, and they put, P.S. Don't ever mention this on Websleuths forum. You will get permanently banned. So don't mention the truth I just read from the lawsuit. Okay. And you'll be banned. And so we just watched that video of Tricia saying why she bans people. You just can't be ugly. You got to tell the truth. You do, and then you get banned. And you're a troll, and you're less than human. You're subhuman. You are a zombie. You are, dark. Ooh. P.S. Don't. Okay, so it says, to be clear, I did not find anything in Tricia's responses in the case that said she did not do these things. So she never did deny it. Just legal defenses as to why she should not be held responsible for the allegations. Parties ultimately reached a settlement out of court, and Tricia then made some changes to Websleuths board. Board as in people who run it, not the message board. Anyways. And then, let me switch it over. Where am I at? Okay. Make sure. Yeah. Real, huh? Anyways, I just kind of put some things on here. Is that CrimeCon photo from 2025? Sure looks the regular badge. So weird. I thought Bobby with an I, said they'd be making appearances. So these are just comments I copied and pasted here. That's all from Reddit. She borrowed a badge so she could get into a particular session. Was it the Clue Awards? It was something to do with Delphi. She said her reason for going to CrimeCon was to celebrate the Delphi victims, right? Considering all her stuttering around that, it must have said ad lib on the script for the 9-hour live, because I don't think even Lauren would intend to say something that and there's the meta glasses, right? I'm so glad people who can donate to help Dolly get to CrimeCon, got to do the he's a special ops, okay? He's taking one for the team. But I was watching Nick, I always forget his last name. It starts with an S. Anyways, I watched y'all's fundraiser, if you're still here, and it was funny. It was good. I'm glad he obtained his goal there. I wish I had the money to do that. I would just pay for it. But all we can do is spread the word. Lauren Mathias Instagram. This was on Lauren's Instagram. You've got Stacy Chapin, a family member to the victims in Idaho for, what's her name? Oh my gosh. Susan. That's Glenn Beck. This has to do with Jameis Johnson. This is a video that I had found of a collab or whatever he did with G Money. I don't understand the lingo just yet, so I'm just kind of thumbing through this right now. The Cutting Edge with G Money, episode 1. Jameis Johnson, the brother that died. All things, I don't even know how to say Doge. I don't know. Meme. Again, I don't speak of this language, but I'm trying to learn it so that this isn't fenced off from our exploration, like, I mean, her brother was kind of a big deal with all that stuff with the Wu-Tang Clan. I'm just like, I want to understand it. I feel like I'm in a foreign country or something. And I'm like, what'd they say? So it says this inaugural episode of The Cutting Edge with G Money features guest Jameis Johnson. Now, I mean, this was, of course, he's past since then, but Chief Pleasing Officer at Pleaser Deo, which y'all remember the attorney that Lauren had that weird name change? Doe or Deo? Is this to do with that? Like, I don't know. It's weird shit. Deo. I didn't know if it was like a tribute or I don't know. Who knows? They discuss the history of Pleaser Deo, its evolution from purchasing art to buying the famous Doge meme NFT, right? Excuse me. For $4 million. Who the hell got $4 million? And who the hell that Lauren knows has $4 million? And then I want to know, okay, this is where I'm like, I feel like I'm disconnected from reality because this is all going on and I want to know what the hell. Okay, I want to audit it. They discussed the history. Okay, I already said that. Video highlights origin of Pleaser Deo. The group formed in DeFi summer. DeFi summer? I don't know. 2020 with the goal of collectively purchasing iconic digital art, starting with a people pleaser piece for Uniswap V3. It's like Japanese to me right now. The Doge NFT sale. Jameis describes winning the auction for the Doge meme as acquiring the Mona Lisa of the internet. That's what he dubbed it. And then it says Deos in Web3 culture. The discussion focuses on how Deos allow communities to organize, pool resources, and share power. This sounds like a foreign concept, okay? Moving away from a landscape dominated by individual whales. So this is what caught my attention. And I'm like, oh shit, whales. It's a whale of a time, right? Ain't it though? So I didn't have it pulled up, but let me grab it real quick. Let me go to my channel, view my channel. Oh, please. Just kidding. All right, go to videos, I think. And let's see here. Share this tab. She looks evil right there. Face. Anyways, I know. Let's see here. Okay, I forgot what I was looking for, and now I remembered. Okay, so Ken Krogh is what I'm looking for. My lord, these damn shorts, they fill up some space, boy. Okay, so is this where he says, well,
we're trying to help the church with this?
This is a video of Ken Krogh and Tim Ballard's in this meeting. So are some other important people with Operation Underground Railroad. You know, I always tie it back to what I've been researching, which is Tim Ballard and Operation Underground Railroad and how that ties into my family and Tom Harrison and just all the things. Okay. It's a network, but I mean, you call it whatever you want, you know, it's a people who are plugged in and they help each other as the network should, right? But he talks about whales, sharks, and it's just a terminology that's been used. It's a secret. This is a prequel to Tim Ballard's 2019 secret whiteboard meeting, but this happened in 2016. This one that I have right here in my hands. And they're just strategizing, you know.
I'm working closely with the communication service department of the church and the mission.
But he's working closely with the communication service department of the church and the missionary department.
Young Single Adult Project.
The Young Single Adult Project. All these things are church related. Okay. Then you've got Gordon Bowen. You know, he's doing the brand the logos for the church. The Jesus logo, Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. That's from Gordon Bowen. He's accused of being a he's called the Punisher. He's alleged punisher of this Church of Satan that is a church within the church of basically people who are familiar with the Bishop Glenn L. Pace memo about how he investigated multiple allegations, claims of being of members of the church being involved in human sacrifices, rituals, you know, just some really sadistic, upside down, inverted stuff. And a lot of people, and they are still trying even harder today, which is hilarious, to say it doesn't exist. And I'm like, oh my God. Okay, Epstein does not exist. You're correct. If we just continue to close our eyes to it, then it does not exist. That's the reality I don't want to live in. No more. But I mean, it sucks sharing space with people who are just adamant about this not happening. Like, I'm over it. I'm over the conspiracy theories. I don't need shit. Okay. Tylee and JJ, in my opinion, are another product of this. And I think that Ruby and Jody were going to make Ruby's kids a product of that too. And Melanie Boudreau-Plasky was also looking to join that club, in my opinion. So whatever, you know, teach their own. But can we all get on board with just wanting to help children, please? Can we just put all the bullshit aside? And just understand that behind all this, there is money. You just have to follow it. And you just have to, you know, get over yourself. You do. I have to. I have to say, oh, he went to my ward, you know, and he's no so-and-so and blah, blah, blah. I don't give a shit anymore. Like, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I learned that a while back, you know, like you can understand that, you know, maybe you do know him, but do you, you know, were you there? Do you know what he does behind doors? Anybody. I'm talking about anybody. Do you know what Tricia does behind? Do you know what I do behind closed doors? Do you know what anybody does? You would vouch for them? You would like freaking go and, you know what I mean? Like, put your life on the line? I wouldn't. I mean, I don't know that much. So I'll vouch credibility to an extent, to what I know, to the degree I know, but people will die hard, like go in on that shit. And then it makes people feel duped. I mean, look at how Jeffrey Epstein worked, with MLM basically, oh, well, go get me some other girls. Go get me some other girls. And they keep doing this over and over and over again and hurting more and more girls by kind of betraying them and putting them in touch with, hey, here, you go do the massages. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's the same kind of concept, in my opinion, at least. But he talks about sharks and whales, and I just found that interesting terminology. I'm not going to play this here, but because, I mean, we don't have that much time. But I just kind of wanted to show that. Okay. The discussion focuses on how DAOs, I guess, allow communities to organize, pool resources, and share power, moving away from a landscape dominated by individual whales. Dominated. Fractionalization. The goal is to distribute ownership of the Doge NFT to the community through fractionalization, letting the crowd determine a healthy price for the tokens. Future vision. Pleaser DAO aims to create a long-lasting community through IRL, which is in real-life events. Merchandise and technical projects from Pleaser Labs. Blending on-chain assets with real-world experiences. How was it formed? Pleaser DAO was formed in a rapid, organic manner following the Uniswap v3 release after artist People Pleaser, which is another kind of brand, whatever, created a popular piece for the protocol. Leighton Cusack of Pull Together, this is a business, suggested forming a DAO on Twitter to collectively purchase her artwork. Anyways, again, I'm just kind of showing you what I've been digging into. And I'm like, what? What did they say? Tokenization. This is the language. This is the terminology of the future. Okay. Except it's happening now. And I'm like, what? I don't even know what they're talking about, but I want to know what they're talking about. Right. So I'm just kind of, I'll share this document with y'all. Y'all can just, I mean, it's nothing, important or formal. It's just a collection of notes. Another thing I ran across was the legal team at Miller Harrison, right, specializing in providing advice, counsel, and advocacy for various community associations in Utah, including homeowners associations, condominiums, townhomes, planned unit developments, commercial, and mixed-use developments. Miller Harrison has assisted numerous HOAs, condos, and townhomes in addressing their legal issues. They have over 30 years of experience. I don't know. There's just something to do with, I'm digging through this right now too. It has something to do with Tom Harrison's name and the Johnson family name, Jameis Johnson, and the same thing. So just nothing great, nothing significant yet. Just kind of showing you some things have been just, this is my notes. Okay. They're just horrible. They're horrible notes. Cause I kind of just run across things. And this time about second anointing and Elder Ballard. And then some posts from Lauren from Facebook. Her mom. I need to refresh this. Anyways, I'm sorry. That's not even really what I need to be talking about. But I've been needing to talk about that. Or just kind of show you all a bit. All right. So what I did was, and tried to say it in this last week, is I grabbed the transcript from Jolene's live, okay, where she went on the field trip. And let me read it so I don't spend so much time telling you. That transcript is a wild ride. It's essentially a masterclass in what happens when parasocial relationships collide with real world probate law. Where there's a will, where's Tricia? Jolene Lunzer is doing exactly what she does best, acting as a high-speed BS detector for the lien team. Woohoo, right? Here's the breakdown of how Jolene's commentary stacks up against the self-snitching provided by Tricia and Stacy. Jolene versus the self-snitch, defamatory or accurate? Jolene actually stays pretty close to the facts provided by Tricia, but she interprets them through a lens of skepticism that Tricia's own audience might overlook. The phone theft. Jolene points out that Tricia admitted to going back to the hospital after Beth B died to, quote, grab the phone because she didn't want anyone else to have it. Jolene labels this as theft, looting of a deceased person's property. Legally, Jolene is closer to the truth here, unless Tricia was the executor, which she's not. She had no right to seize electronics. Then there's the ghost text, right? The Beth B, be me. Tricia claims the be me text was supernatural. Jolene suggests a more conspiratorial but logical explanation. She says Tricia has the phone is old, and Tricia is protesting too much about not sending it to herself to justify her involvement in the estate. I want to know what y'all think, dude. Do y'all think that she wrote this herself, right? Or do you believe a ghost did? I want to know. I think she exploits this fact too, like the whole woo-woo thing where she does that. I think it's scientific. I don't know. She plays it though. And I've noticed that way before any of this shit happened. I'm just like, I feel like she's kind of exploiting that factor and maybe making fun of people. Yeah, I've had spiritual experiences. I don't think they're real. I don't think they're like, oh my God, like they don't rule my life, is what I'm saying. I'm not ever going to bring a fucking court document or anything or my phone screenshot and say, look, I deserve this woman's estate because, hello, see, verbal, written. No, I am not high. No. I don't know. Hey Jay, what's up? Be me, right? Be me. And I'm actually, and Trisha's like, pay me. Yeah. Beth's like, be me. And she's like, pay me. Anyways, crazy, but crazy is all we got, y'all. So, the estate sale slip up. Jolene catches Tricia in a major contradiction. Tricia first blames Daphne for a rushed estate sale, but then later says, we had an estate sale, and she was interchanging these two. Jolene highlights that this is self-snitching, implying Tricia was a willing participant in liquidating Beth's assets until the money didn't go where she expected, allegedly. Then there's the Tricia, Beth B, Daphne estate deal. Based on the self-snitching in the video provided by Tricia and Stacy, and then highlighted, in my opinion, by Jolene. She made it fun. Here is the likely reality of what's happening. So Daphne was Beth B's best friend for over 30 years and her professional money manager. Tricia was a YouTube friend who, it says lived nearby, but we know she moved nearby, right? All the way from Utah to 10 minutes away from Beth B's house. And so Tricia repeatedly says, I was told I was a beneficiary, or Beth told me she was leaving me the car, the house. In probate law, verbal promises are worth the paper they are written on, which is non-existent. Kind of like be me. Then the bitty little signature, right? Minimize. Tricia and Stacy are trying to invalidate a document Beth signed on May 16th, the day before she died, that moved money into a joint account with Daphne. They claim she was too sick to sign. However, Beth had already given Daphne medical power of attorney, along with financial power. Okay, so it's like, what are you doing, Tricia? Oh my God. Providing a high level of pre-existing legal trust. And I was like, did Tricia get iced out? It sounds like Tricia was never actually in, is what ChatGPT said. High five, ChatGPT. Right? It appears Beth B might have made medicated promises to Tricia, if they happened at all, but her legal standing remained with Daphne, her long-term manager. Tricia likely didn't get iced out by a conspiracy. She was likely excluded by a lack of valid, updated will that named her, right? Because there would have been one. How they are misleading their audience. Tricia and Stacy are using classic sleuther tactics to frame a civil probate dispute as a criminal conspiracy, allegedly. The aggressive visitor. Boom, boom, boom. Ding dong, right? They showed a photo at the same time Nancy Guthrie is going on, by the way, of a man in a baby blue shirt with a laptop. I wouldn't say it's baby blue. It's more like royal blue. With a laptop bag, claiming he was aggressive because he knocked loudly, rang the doorbell, right? Jolene correctly points out he looks like a standard solicitor or insurance adjuster. They are misleading the audience into thinking Daphne sent a thug. We don't want no thugs or scrubs to get the phone. Yeah. They're misleading the audience into thinking Daphne sent a thug, like some vigilante shit. Okay. And oh my God, the depths these people have gone to is where they really, 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 I'm like, you're lying. Like now you're just like, because they get off on all this shit, you know. She's like, right, Stacey, right, you know, like every time she does that, I flinch a little. I'm like, what? Oh, why you need to be validated, you know? Right, Stacey. Anyways, ribbit. The major fraud label. They keep using the word fraud, kind of like stalker with Lauren, to describe Daphne moving money. But if Daphne was the money manager and had power of attorney, morons, excuse me, allegedly a typo, moving funds to cover expenses or joint accounts is often legal. God. They are implying criminal activity without showing a single court filing. Then there's the ghost validation. Be me. By claiming the deceased is texting from the beyond sounds like Chad fucking Daybell. Okay. Just saying. Sorry. By claiming the deceased is texting from the beyond, they are trying to give their investigation a divine or moral authority that overrides actual law and logic. Anyways, and then this is the way my chat GPT is set up on this one. So it was on accident. It spitballs like title ideas and stuff. And then the legal conflict between Tricia, Stacy, and Daphne regarding Beth B's estate is a textbook example of probate litigation fueled by parasocial entanglements when a creator steps out of the digital world and into the physical home of a deceased subscriber. Can you imagine? Like, I can't imagine somebody, not that I have anything, but trying to come collect when I die. What the fuck are you doing? It's like squatting, but worse. It's like invading. I mean, just cross, no respect of boundaries, just running you over. They don't care. It's alarming, y'all. And these people they share this stuff like this. Yep, you can see it in all of them. It just when a creator steps out of the digital world and into the physical home of a deceased subscriber, the laws of the state override the rules of a YouTube community. Amen. So testamentary capacity in the final document. So the crux of the fraud claim rests on the document allegedly signed on May 16th, which is the day before Beth B died. One day before Beth B's death, Tricia and Stacy claim Beth B was, I'm sorry, y'all, trigger warning, gurgling and incapacitated. Those are quoted from Stacy and Tricia. Testamentary capacity. To sign a legal document affecting an estate, the individual must have a sound mind. They must understand the nature of the act, the extent of their property, and who their heirs are. You know, but if Tricia is claiming that Daphne needed a medical blah, 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 because she was incapacitated, doesn't that corroborate what Tricia says, but just no, it's not nefarious with getting Beth B to sign? I don't know. And I'm just trying to understand, and maybe I need to step away from it and listen to this in a little while, and it'll sound totally different. So it just kind of reminded me of that. They must understand the nature of the act and the extent of their property and who their heirs are. So they're not going to do that unless that's there, and allegedly. The signature challenge. Stacy's description of it being a little bitty thing instead of a full signature is a common point of contention. However, in many jurisdictions, a mark, this is how 99 oil properties got taken away from my family, which mobile oil, right? Anyways, I'm just saying, could be. But my great grandmother, she signed a mark and she couldn't read or write. And there you go. 99 oil wells. Gown. I would be an elite, but damn, thank God I live in a trailer. Anyways, is legally binding. Okay, so it says, however, in many jurisdictions, a mark, even an X or a shaky line or an itty bitty baby line, okay, is legally binding if it was witnessed properly and intended to be a signature. Witnessing and notarization. So, and Robbie, he knows all about this. It's just Robbie. Tricia notes the document wasn't notarized. I mean, that's her word. I've not seen shit. It's like, I don't worry myself with all that. I'm like, that's none of my business. You know what I mean? Like, now it is, because I feel like she's lying. It's all of ours. While some banking forms require a notary, many, quote, letters of instruction or account designations only require witnesses. If Daphne had a coworker sign as a witness, the burden of proof shifts to Tricia to prove. So now Tricia has the burden of proof to prove the witness is lying or that Beth was physically incapable of holding a pen. So how are you going to do that? We'll wait. Verbal promises versus the statute of frauds. Oh, shit. Frauds. Tricia's frequent use of the phrase, I was told. Oh, shit. Now that that's written like that, it reminds me of like Chad Daybell and Lori. I was told by Nephi or whomever. Just fill in the blank. Oh, my gosh. Tricia's frequent use of the phrase, I was told, is a legal dead end. The statute of frauds. This legal doctrine requires certain contracts, specifically those involving real estate, the house, large sums of money, to be in writing. Then there's oral wills. I can't pronounce anything because my nose is clogged. Nuncipative, I don't know how to say it. Wills. Most states, including Texas and Idaho, do not recognize oral wills, or they restrict them to very specific, quote unquote, deathbed scenarios involving personal property of low value. So not gonna like sign over the house. A verbal promise to give a YouTuber the house will almost never hold up against a written pre-existing will. Somebody go tell Tricia this, please. Tricia, a verbal promise to, quote, give a YouTuber the house, unquote, will almost never hold up against a written pre-existing will. You're welcome. Sorry. Don't know why you got there anyways. Power of attorney versus executor. There is a significant misunderstanding in the transcript regarding Daphne's authority, though. Medical POA is something that allows Daphne to make healthcare decisions. It terminates the moment the patient dies. Durable financial POA. This allows Daphne to manage money. It also terminates at death. Then you have executor administrator. Once Beth B died, the only person with the legal right to change locks or hold an estate sale is the court-appointed executor. If Daphne began selling items, the rushed estate sale, without being appointed by a probate court, she may be liable for intermeddling in an estate. But in my understanding, I think that she's been appointed and blah, blah, blah. Don't hold me to that because I'm not a freaking professional in probate law at all. Property conversion. I like how this is spelled or defined, I guess, or described. The cell phone. Property conversion. Tricia's admission that she went to the hospital and, quote, grabbed the phone because she, quote, didn't want anyone else to get it, unquote, is legally problematic. Yeah, I'd say. Property of the estate. The moment Beth B died, her phone became property of her estate. By taking it without legal authority, Tricia committed what is civilly known as conversion and potentially criminal theft. The ghost text. If this matter goes to court, the phone's metadata, which they know, right? You would think, will be subpoenaed. If the Be Me text was sent after death from a phone in Tricia's physical possession, it serves as evidence of tampering with estate property, which would destroy Tricia's credibility in a fraud claim against Daphne. Then there's the joint account maneuver. Tricia claims that Daphne moved retirement funds into a joint account. There's the right of survivorship. If an account is joint with right of survivorship, JTWROS, right, in house, the money passes directly to the survivor. So it'll directly go to Daphne outside of the probate. It doesn't matter what the will says. But then the fraud claim. To win, Tricia's lawyer would have to prove undue influence, that Daphne used her position of trust to coerce a dying woman, Beth B, into signing a document she didn't understand. This is a very high bar to clear, Tricia and Stacey, especially if Daphne and Beth had a 30-year history and she was appointed and all the things, right? Summary of legal positions. It says Daphne appears to have the paper trail, POA, long-term history, banking accounts. Tricia appears to have he said, she said, verbal promises, ghost texts, and unauthorized possession of Beth's phone. In the eyes of a probate judge, the 30-year money manager usually beats the YouTuber who took the phone from the hospital every single time. Right? If in the eyes of a probate judge, the 30-year money manager usually beats the YouTuber who stole the phone from the hospital every single time. I'm like, boom, psh. All right. Okay, that's all we're gonna do today. I'm tired. Anyway, so that's what me and my AI capabilities came up with. But it was a good, I don't know. It was a jam session. Can anyone interview Daphne? We don't know who she is. I mean, we know her real name and stuff. It's out there, but I mean, I definitely wouldn't want to miss. I wouldn't want to. If she ever reached out, sure, however she wants to do it. It just, my God, talk about a story to tell. All right, I'm fixing my keyboard. It popped open. I mean, and I think these things need to be discussed. I didn't realize how much I loathe exploitation, y'all. I did not know that until I've been here in this situation, going through all this stuff. And that's when I'm like, oh my God, just from YouTube videos, like being on Dateline and then they're trying to give you a strike and you're like, I don't think so. That's my family. That's my home videos. Okay. Like, were you there? Dateline? No, they were not. Or like Lauren Matthias trying to silence my mom, by striking my video and thrusting her little power around, right? I mean, by striking my video, whether or not it was fair use, no matter what, at the end of the day, all day, every day, it was fair use and she can suck it. Because I mean, it's the way the cookie crumbles and it's fair use, was not infringing on her anything. She was just being, in my opinion, a bitch and throwing power, right? And it worked. It effectively worked because that video never came back. And it's my fault too, because I didn't, oh my God, it was like such a mind screw at that time because, and it still is. It still is. This shit ain't over. I'm still recovering from it, and they're like, yeah, can we just be done? Like, oh, you don't get to freaking pull the pin and throw the damn bomb over or the exploded device. You don't get to throw that and then never look back and then tell me how to move or what I'm going to talk about, how I'm going to talk about it. You're bullshit. Okay. It's called your abuse. You left it in your wake. And so you don't get to tell me or other people that you've wronged, that we need to move on, you know? I mean, what do they have? Don't they bake those things called shut the fuck up cakes? You're welcome. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say for the rest of the day. Who texted me? Did I miss that? Or what did I say? You gotta remind me what I just said. Yeah, I remember, and Lauren did try calling me, or Grayson, I'm sure. It doesn't matter. It said Lauren's phone number, not Grayson's. You know what I'm saying? Like it said Lauren's name on the signature line when she was going after me, brought me to copyright court, Megan. Oh yeah. And again, thank you. Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Mojo Horizon, for my Escaping Emotional Abuse book. Here's my latest favorite part, which, I mean, Jay has read this. Yes, thank God. But, you know, there's just things that stick out. Where'd it go? I'll because I don't know where it went. But I mean, I'm like, oh yeah? Oh, it won't be hard to find. Oh, I just saw Batman and no tights. Thank you, Jesus. It is. Oh my gosh. There we go. Nope. Oh my goodness. Thinking and Self-Doubt, page 205 from Lauren's hymn book. Okay. Provided by Mr. and Mrs. Mojo Horizon. Okay. And also Dr. Von Decay, who sent the PDF link. And so it says, imagine, this is Lauren speaking, imagine anchoring the news, understanding thousands of people are watching. Then imagine anchoring the news while on Xanax. My attempt to calm the constant state of self-doubt and intense anxiety I was experiencing due to my marriage. Just that right there. That's really all you need to know. So anchoring the news, this was years and years and years ago. Has anything changed besides anchoring the news? But coping with, and trust me, I have severe anxiety disorder. I get it. I have panic attacks. Debilitating, you know, but you got to be real with yourself. You got to be, medicated newscast, right? I don't really, that's a good question. Let me see if I can ask Chat GPT. It'll be a Chat GPT answer, so, don't quote me, but how much approximately, let's see, servers cost to upkeep. Ooh. I don't think they use them anymore, though, huh? I'll watch it be like 20 cents. All right. Doody 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 doo. Oh my gosh, I have it on thinking. It's not on fast. Hold your horses. I mean, though, come on now. You ain't gotta think that hard. Chat GPT. Oh Lord. Okay, I just asked how much approximately would servers cost to upkeep. Okay, for Websleuths at the time when she was using it as an excuse. Okay, don't quote me, but it says, to answer your question quickly, for a site the size of Websleuths, the actual server upkeep is significantly lower than the figures Tricia Griffith has historically cited, allegedly. It says when Tricia has used server costs. Let me try and share this with you so you can screenshot it if you want to. I mean, again, it's a AI response, but whatever. Let's see. Good question, though. I was wanting to know anyways. So when Tricia has used server costs as an excuse for donation drives or financial strain, She has often quoted figures around $1,100 per month or asked for lump sums like $25K for 6 months, which is like $4,100 a month, based on industry standards for Zenforo forum with their traffic, roughly 600K to a million monthly visits. Here's the approximate breakdown of what it actually costs to run a site of that scale today. Oh my gosh, where's the damn thing to read it for me? It does it on my phone. So here's the breakdown. Estimated monthly server cost, high end. So this is a high end, okay? Just know that. Category, dedicated server, managed support, CDN, DDoS, Cloudflare, software licensing, total monthly. So real cost approximate, and then the claimed / excuse cost, which is likely inflated, is usually a dedicated server is usually $250 to $500. For managed support, it's like $100 to $200. CDN, DDoS, Cloudflare, 20 to 200. But it is variable for Tricia. I'm sorry, I'm not doing this right. Okay, so I said likely inflated. Then managed support, $100 to $200 is the real cost, often cited as expert IT by Tricia. And then CDN, DDoS, Cloudflare is $20 to $200 real cost, approximate, and then variable for Tricia. Software licensing is $20 allegedly, and then usually $200 a year for Tricia. Total monthly is $400 to $920, and then Tricia's inflated or likely inflated excuse cost is $1,100 to $4,000 plus, allegedly. So why the excuse doesn't add up? Critics, including researchers like Docket Decoder, shout out, woo woo, and others in the community point out several holes in the expensive server narrative. Ad revenue. A site with 1 million visits per month generates significant revenue from display ads, even with the conservative RPM, which is revenue per 1,000 impressions of $2 to $5. The site should be bringing in $2,000 to $5,000 per month. In ad revenue alone, more than enough to cover even the most expensive server cluster without a single donation. The server crash trope. Tricia often uses high-profile cases, like the Lori Vallow Daybell or Idaho 4 cases, to claim that servers are breaking. They're breaking under pressure, under the weight of new traffic. Oh my God. Self-important, man. In reality, modern cloud hosting like AWS or high-end dedicated clusters scales relatively cheaply, and a crash is often more about poor optimization or outdated fucking software than a lack of funds for hardware. Meh. Lack of transparency. Unlike many nonprofits or community-funded projects, Websleuths, which is a for-profit LLC, we do not collect anything here except for your spit and your spooge, huh? Don't do it. Does not release audited financial statements to show where the server fund actually goes, leading to the excuse label you mentioned. In short, while running a massive forum isn't free, the server cost figure is frequently weaponized to justify donation drives that far exceed the technical requirements of the site. Are you looking to include these financial discrepancies in a research breakdown for your channel? Hell yeah. I thought you'd never ask. Hell yeah. Anyways, all right. So that'll be next time. Because it's been 3 hours and I know I could sit here with you all day. I know, right? Night. Sorry ass website. Right? I don't understand how she is telling her subs that money from their super chat stickers. I don't know. Now I did do a deep dive on that. Hold on. I just don't want to read anymore. I'm thirsty. I'm a thirsty bitch. Okay. Let's see. Author. I don't want to read it. I want you to read it. Let's see. Okay, here. All right. The ownership and monetization structure of Websleuths has become a central point of debate. I don't know about debate, but we definitely inquiring in the YouTube true crime community, especially following the December 2023 announcement regarding its relationship with Authorm Labs, the parent company of DNA Solves. Okay. I heard Trish say the other day that DNA Solves is basically just a website it was like created in order to handle whatever. I don't know. I'll have to find the clip. Based on official records and YouTube monetization policies, here is how money flow actually works. It's got to be in my damn hold, please. Who owns Websleuths, not Author. March 30th. Okay, yeah. All right. Make sure. Won't. Oh my God, that's what I was trying to do. Lord, have mercy. Can't tell my left from my right. All right. Since YouTube live chat and comments move fast. Oh, no. This ain't it. The hell, Tricia. Y'all want to know where my comments come from? This is where. That'll work. This is the same thing as on my phone. It's just easier to read here. Okay, so based on official records and YouTube monetization policies, here is how money flow actually works. Who owns Websleuths? Well, Tricia Griffith has been the public face and owner since 2004. On December 26, 2023, Authorm Labs announced a strategic investment is the key word there, in the reorganization of Websleuths. 2004 on December 20, what? 2004 on December, I get it. On December 26, 2023, Authorm Labs announced a strategic, why is it saying it twice? Investment in the reorganization of Websleuths. The reality, while Tricia often still refers to herself as the owner, a strategic investment of this scale usually implies that Authorm, controlled by David and Kristen Middleman, has significant, if not majority, control over the legal entity, Websleuths LLC. And see, I keep putting Tim Middleman, so I confuse my ChatGPT all the time because I'm like, Tim and Stacy, and their names are David and frickin' Kristen, okay? Don't know. It's just a game that me and my ChatGPT play. So it's going to correct me. It's going to say the Tim Middleman purchase. Tricia's claim that Tim Middleman, David's brother, which he is David's brother, by the way. So there's that. An Authorm executive purchased a company, likely refers to this corporate restructuring where Websleuths became an official arm. Websleuths became an official arm or offering of the Authorm ecosystem. I don't understand how YouTube AdSense payments work. YouTube AdSense does not simply send money to a charity. Like, it goes directly to DNA Solves. You ain't even got to put your DNA on it. I will do that for you. Or a third party because a creator asked them to. It just doesn't work like that. The payment pipeline is strictly tied to the payee profile registered with Google. I mean, I've heard Jay explain this. I've heard Jolene, explain this too. Anybody else covering this? I mean, anybody who deals with YouTube, AdSense and everything. Anyways, I mean, if you tell me, and I'm like, it goes straight to Jesus, like you can't just say, you can say whatever you want, but it's fraudulent. It's not, it's what's the word? It's a lie. It's not truthful. It's a scam probably. So it does not simply send money. Okay, it says the payment pipeline is strictly tied to the payee profile registered with Google. So whoever's profile registered with Google If they were smart, they would have put it in their names, allegedly, in my opinion. The payee name, Google AdSense accounts are either individual or organization. If the account is an organization account, the money is paid out to the legal business name, example, Websleuths LLC or Authrum Labs, yada, yada. The bank account linked to AdSense must match the name of the payee. So if it's Websleuths LLC, then the bank account has to say Websleuths LLC too. Google will not deposit Tricia's, quote unquote, Tricia's earnings into an Authrum bank account unless the AdSense account itself is registered to Authrum. Taxation, Google issues a 1099 form to the tax ID, which is social security number or, EIN or whatever. The bank account limited to AdSense must match the name of the payee. Google will not. Why is it repeating? This is bullshit. If Tricia claims the money goes directly to Authrum, then the Authrum EIN must be the one receiving the 1099. Is Tricia's claim plausible? Tricia claims that she turned on monetization, but that every dime goes directly to DNA Solves. That's quoted. Directly. Doesn't pass go or her. The technical, that's why she writes them down, she wants to make sure. She's like 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, that's a new thing. I've never seen her do this shit before. So it's a little weird, a little different. The technical truth. This is only possible if the Websleuths YouTube channel was transferred to Authrum's corporate AdSense account. So if that happened, then yes. If Authrum owns the channel, here we go. I'm just skipping on down. If Authrum owns the channel, they are the ones who receive the deposit from Google on the 21st of every month. Then she talked about the 30, 60 days confusion. In the transcript, Tricia claims she doesn't understand. I don't understand. Okay. The pay cycle mentioning 30 or 60 days, as Jolene noted, standard YouTube AdSense for the partner program is a 30-day cycle, paid on the 21st for the previous month. But then the 60-day claim is often used by multi-channel networks, the umbrella thing, right? Or third-party managers who take a cut before passing the money to the creator, like Bill Reel and Radio Free Mormon. They have a couple under their umbrella. I think John DeLynn, doesn't he have a few? I don't know, but you can have different channels, creators under the umbrella. Isn't that what we were thinking that Lauren and John were doing anyways, right? Remember what happened to all those claims about the mansion and all kinds of stuff? I want to know. And just know, just from Lauren's mouth herself, that there's going to be a glow up reveal, of their studio. He's like, babe, come home. And she's like, only if I can, spend some money, fix the couch, the orange couch. When I saw Janice said that they broke it, I'm sorry. I laugh at the most inappropriate things. Call me evil, whatever. It's funny. Oh, wait, I think I have the, I actually think I have. Yeah, come have a seat. There you go. I forgot. You're welcome. Caw. Anyways. The 60-day claim. Okay, yeah. Let me find my spot. I really am a horrible at finding my spot. I'll never do it. The 60-day claim is used often by multi-channel networks or MCNs or third-party managers who take a cut before passing the money to the creator. So if Tricia who take a cut, that doesn't make sense. If Tricia who take a cut before passing the money to the creator, if Tricia is truly on a 60-day delay, it suggests a third-party entity is handling the funds before they reach her or offer them. That's scary. I don't really understand what it's saying. As Jolene noted, standard YouTube AdSense for the partner program is a 30-day cycle paid on the 21st for the previous month. The 60-day claim is often used by multi-channel networks or third-party managers who take a cut before passing the money to the creator. If Tricia, I don't like the way it's worded. If Tricia who take a cut before passing the money to the creator. And then it's an end sentence, like it ends. If Tricia is truly on a 60-day delay, it suggests, but she said 30 to 60, so who freaking knows, man? It's like a damn bubble. And then summary of the scheme, in my opinion. If Authrum is the legal owner, they are likely receiving the funds. However, Tricia's confusion about the pay cycle and the unlisted then privated videos suggests she may be trying to hide the net versus gross figures. YouTube takes 30% off the top of super chats. If Tricia isn't covering that 30% gap out of her pocket, then every dime is not actually going to the cold cases. Websleuths ownership and monetization analysis, which I mean, I got into, and it was kind of a little hanky, y'all. And I asked, like, I didn't realize that Hella had asked me to collab today until like they were live and I was sitting right here about to go live. So I was like, oh my God, but I would love, I don't know if she wants to do it, but I don't feel confident. I know. I don't feel confident enough to like go solo on Authrum, you know, but I would love to collab with her since we've both been, you know, studying it from, you know, different reasons, different angles or whatever. But I mean, I just don't want to be like a bobblehead out there and just D2D. So it's up to her, but I'm pretty sure she will. It was really nice seeing her too, also on with Jolene. I was like, oh my God, it was so informative. I love that when we can all talk. There's me and Jay and Jolene that came up along with others too, you know, like, hey, Felicia, Liz, Liz, and I'm trying to think, but New Year's, you know, where I went back just the other day and listened to me and Jay and Jolene when I traumatized her with Alex Cox. Okay, I'm so sorry. Anyways, and I mean, I was like, wow, we were like, I mean, just, it was good conversation, you know? Anyways, and so it's like a 6 or 8 hour video from New Year's because it was, you know, just still not 9 hours. Okay. It's still not 9 hours, but we had fun. We made 10 full hats and, fucking fuzzy slippers and lip gloss, man. Okay. Right. It was a good time. And I'm glad that a lot of people had fun and I enjoyed that. But I broke it down basically is what I'm saying. And I know it's all the way from New Year's, but I think I need to publish the, you know, broken down versions of it so that you don't have to watch all that for just specific Jolene, Jay, and Kresha, you know. Anyways, I don't know. What's to say? Oh, why can't it just do what I want it to do? Where's the reader thing? Read it. Yeah, listen. I want to listen. No, here we go.
Since YouTube live chat and comments move fast, I've broken these down into bite-sized versions that hit the technical points without getting...
I use the chick on my phone. It's weird. Bit size. All right. So this is just trying to write this comment to where it can fit into a live chat comment section. Standard YouTube pay is a 30-day cycle, the 21st of every month. Tricia's claim of a 60-day delay suggests a middleman / MCN is taking a cut before the money moves. If a third party is involved, every dime physically cannot be going to DNA Solves. Transparency is needed here, says ChatGPT. And then strategic investment is corporate speak for a buyout or majority control. If Authrum, the middlemen, own the legal entity, they own the revenue. Tricia not seeing a dime might just mean she no longer owns the income stream she's generating. Who is actually holding the keys to the AdSense dashboard? We want to know what they're scheming. Oh, this is what I asked it to do. I forgot. Damn, y'all. Short-term memory sucks. Got the long term, and the short term is bad. Anyways, all right. Y'all have any questions? Right. Oh, yeah, I gotta go through all these too. I'm so sorry. Swiss Miss, thank you so much for the super sticker. It's gonna stay right here. Okay, just saying. We're locally owned. Save your DNA. Save your DNA and support a YouTube creator today. I can't believe I just said that. Anyways, Tricia, you go to your starred comments right here on YouTube because it'll automatically star your super chats and your super stickers and your memberships. You're welcome. Free. Totally free. Anyways, thank you so much, Chuck Anderson's granddaughter. Good to see you, by the way. Thanks for becoming a new member. I'll have to schedule a dance or something. Just kidding. Maybe a ride along to the convenience store. Field trip. Anyways, I won't be plotting and planning and scheming, though, I promise. And then, I don't know how to gift my own memberships to my own channel. You guys, I don't know how to do that yet. So I need to, I will do that next time. Thank you, Donna. Soulshine 1985, $10 super sticker. Thank you. She's like, girl, come on. And then Googie 0307, thank you so much for gifting 5 memberships to my research. And then again, Soulshine, thanks for becoming a new member. And again, Swiss Miss, thank you so much again. So appreciated. Not expected. Jolene's dog they need help finding his leg. Okay. Somebody go help find his leg. Oh my Lord. There's too many people on this couch. Right. Anyways, thank you for hanging out with me tonight, guys. I appreciate it. It's not fun, but we make it as fun as we can. Look at what we have to work with, right? It's so awesome. Oh, Hawkeyes, good Lord. I flipped on the screen and oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you very much. Oh my gosh. So yeah, moving forward, like I said, I've talked to some people at the center of Lauren's controversy or worries. I don't really know what to call it, but going at this instead of backwards and reactionary, thinking about going forward and as it played out, because it's important. This happens so often, over and over again, different channels, different creators, different powers, exerting power. Hey, I'm going to silence whomever, but I'm going to be in this YouTube true crime community advocacy thing. And that's like my whole brand, right? I'm escaping emotional abuse, and I'm just a life coach, and I just want to help those who have been harmed, who are who are vulnerable. That shit is fake AF, and I hate it, and I don't like being exploited. I don't like my family being exploited. Shit, which reminded me, damn. Let me scoot to the end. Okay. And I thank you again. I'm going to lower it though, so it doesn't coincide with what I'm about to say. On a serious note. All right. So this is to all right. I'm just going to read it how I have it, okay? Hey, everyone. We need to talk about the absolute hypocrisy happening right in front of us. On recent live streams, Tricia Griffith and her executive producer, Stacy, have been calling you trolls for asking valid questions. They've been claiming that a woman named Daphne is committing fraud. But today I am bringing the actual court receipts. We don't need exploiters and frauds telling us how to spot criminals when they are projecting a holier-than-thou attitude while trying to use a deceased supporter like a cash register. Let's look at the facts. Beth B, a supporter of theirs, passed away. Almost immediately, Tricia A. Griffith filed a creditor's first amended application trying to get appointed as the temporary administrator of Beth B's estate. Tricia legally claimed that Beth B died intestate, meaning without a will. Why would she do that? Because Tricia told the court she was a creditor who relied on promises of estate property to her detriment. She claimed she deserved to be compensated for benefits she gave Beth B during her life. So many. Tricia wanted total control of Beth B's assets, which included a $288,000 home, 2 cars, and multiple bank accounts. To get that control, Tricia launched a legal smear campaign against Daphne, the person who's actually trying to handle Beth B's estate. Tricia filed court documents accusing Daphne of committing fraud to access Beth B's accounts and depleting the estate's finances. This is exactly what Tricia and Stacy have been echoing on YouTube. Sorry, my hair's attacking me and it's tickling my chin. This is exactly what Tricia and Stacy have been echoing on YouTube. But here is what they aren't telling you. Tricia's entire scheme relied on the court believing that there was no will. But there was. Daphne produced Beth B's valid, self-proved last will and testament from July 21st, 2011. And guess who Beth B left her estate to? Not Tricia. Beth B's will explicitly named a charity, the Tri-City Animal Shelter, as the sole beneficiary. Tricia tried to use unwritten verbal promises, end quotes, to legally override an actual will and take money directly out of the hands of an animal shelter. And I mean, completely undermine her so-called friend, right? Wishes. When Tricia made her wild accusations, Daphne's lawyers filed a general denial, legally demanding that Tricia actually prove her claims. She couldn't. The judge saw the truth, admitted Beth B's 2011 will into probate, and appointed Daphne as the independent administrator to protect the animal shelter's inheritance. Hold on, let me switch to this real quick, because you got to see it. Not that, but here. Let's get up. There we go. Look at the little puppy. Gives weight to it, you know. All right. So I'm going to read this again. The judge saw the truth, admitted Beth B's 2011 will into probate, and appointed Daphne. Shit. Let me go back up. And guess who Beth B left her estate to? Not Tricia. Beth B's will explicitly named a charity, the Tri-City Animal Shelter, as the sole beneficiary. Tricia tried to use unwritten verbal promises to legally override an actual will and take money directly out of the hands of this animal shelter. When Tricia made her wild fraud accusations, Daphne's lawyers filed a general denial, legally demanding that Tricia actually prove her claims. She couldn't. The judge saw through the truth, just like what happened in Lauren's case with Christina, right, in Utah. Admitted Beth B's 2011 will into probate and appointed Daphne as the independent administrator to protect the animal shelter's inheritance. The animal shelter's inheritance. The court shut Tricia down. This level of depravity, exploiting a deceased friend who supported your brand, shows exactly who these people are. And it brings me to something incredibly personal and non-negotiable. Tricia, I am speaking directly to you now. Listen up. Every year you host your Not the End of the World, again, 24-hour live stream. You sit on camera, you sleep on camera, and you use the horrific tragedy that Chad and Lori Daybell inflicted on my family members as a backdrop to fundraise. Last year, you used my nephew JJ's school, the Life Academy, which is a good, wonderful school, to raise money. After seeing how you've treated Beth B's estate, I am drawing a very hard line right now. Do not dare use my family's names this year. Keep JJ out of your mouth. Keep Tylee out of your mouth. Keep my Uncle Charles out of your mouth. I refuse to allow you to exploit my family's pain or their immense goodness to gain any further support, clout, or financial backing for the Tricia Griffith brand. You do not get to project yourself as a savior or an advocate for victims while you are actively trying to gut an animal shelter's inheritance in probate court. We see you, and we are done. All right. Cute dog, huh? Anyways. Yeah. Family's on board too. Like Moonlight View, I saw a comment where she wrote, and this is crazy. It's just, I'm like, wow, these people are crazy. And Jolene's live last night, right? All I did was literally take screenshots from Hella and Dallie's presentation of Tricia, of Lauren talking shit about Tricia, because it was relevant to what was being read, by Jolene about what was in the text. Lauren claims that Tricia was using the money that she was begging off of people and using it for cosmetic surgery. So that was in those texts. But they were shared, back in January. And anyway, so I've grabbed those. I grabbed screenshots, loaded them into like a 30-second video, where they just transition fast. And anyways, Jolene, I sent them to Jolene. I've never had something come together so fast where I could email somebody. I mean, usually I'm like, but it happened. And so I sent Jolene the link and said, here, this would be good right here. This information goes here in one spot, to help us and refresh our memories too. Those of us who have been keeping up with all this. But anyways, Moonlight View was like, oh my God, what'd they say? Something about my Uncle Jerry. And it was like a threat though. It was like, you will see or something. And I'm just like, oh, keep him, shit. Wait. I don't look at my family members as if they're possessions. I don't. So I don't know what that shit's about. But anyways, and I'm just being snarky right there, right? Yeah, it was Jolene. I have it right here, I think. Well, man, there was that one. I don't know which one it was. I think it was from 3:30. March 30th. It was thebomb.com. This one, I need to refresh it. I'm trying to catch it. Let's see.
Then Tricia's lawyer goes, you can answer. Fine. No objection. You can answer. Yes. So Tricia says yes when asked if Mr. H offered to pay her attorney's fees in this case. With the cash that Mr. H gave you directly, do you remember the conversation about what that cash was to be used for? Yes. And what was the substance of those conversations? I was to pay back two people, CR and EJ. CR, was that the payback? Was that to pay back the approximately $3,100 that you referred to earlier, or was that for something else? The 31. When did you have those?
I don't know. She keeps
that discussion about CR and EJ with Mr. H?
Sometime in 2013.
Was it before or after the filing of this lawsuit?
Before.
Was it before or after you received a letter from an attorney on behalf of Miss Pruitt?
It was after.
And you said EJ was somebody else who you owed money to?
Yes.
Who is he?
He's an administrator on Websleuths. And he also does our technical work.
or did our technical work. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
And then the attorney says, is that, and then spells out the name. Is his name? Yes. And what did you owe him money for? In 2008 or 2009, I don't remember the year, he paid for the server fee. So approximately how much did he pay for the server fee, if you remember? I think it was around $1,600. From 2009 until 2013, did you have any discussions with him about paying that money back? Yes. What type of discussions did you have with him? What was the substance of those discussions? I offered to make payments. He said no, to pay him back when I had the full amount and not to worry about it. He said, don't worry about it. Approximately when did those conversations happen? I think 2010, 2009, 2010. In 2011, I asked him to set up a PayPal account to put money in it for me to pay him back. And he ignored it. And those conversations, did those take place over the telephone or through email? Mostly telephone, one email. And you said there was another person named HR who is, and then the attorney says her screen name on Websleuths. Yes. I like that name. When did HR give you money or pay money on your behalf? If I remember correctly, it was 2010. How much did she give you or pay you or pay on your behalf? I can't remember. Do you remember what you used the money for? Bills and such.
Moonlight.
Were those conversations emails, text messages, telephone calls? How did those happen? Telephone calls. Going back to
We'll just listen a little longer.
Mr. J. Do you remember how it came about that he paid? Did he give you money for the server or did he pay it directly himself? He paid it directly himself. Do you remember how it came about that he paid it? Was it your conversations with him? Like, if I remember correctly, at one point he offered, and at one point I took him up on it. Yeah. That's not it as.
Yeah.
Do you know why he offered? Nice guy. That's Tricia's answer. The attorney says, do you know why he offered?
Yeah, you're throwing money at me.
Tricia says, nice guy.
You sure about that?
Griffin.
Do you remember telling him anything about your financial situation prior to him paying for the server fee? I could have. I don't remember. Because remember, Tricia says she don't remember. So with O, with C, and these are the names of people, and with the ZM and HR and Mr. H, what's his website name, by the way? He is not, I think it's, and then she gives his name on Websleuths. He doesn't go on. And with CR, do you know her website name? And then she gives her Websleuths website name and it starts with an R and then there's numbers. So with all those people that I just listed, essentially, if I'm understanding, these are people who offered to give you money, correct? Yes. You never asked them to give you money, correct? No. You never asked them to pay any third party on your behalf, correct? If they offered, I took it. These damn takers. But you never solicited money from them or to be paid on your behalf, correct? No. So if any of the people we just listed come to testify in this case and you ask them for money, they would be lying, correct? Here comes Tricia's attorney. Objection. Form.
Hold on. I got to show you this too. Okay. This is my favorite. Sorry. I know. Call me what you will, but this is Nana and Jolene. And I was cutting grass, push mowing, not self-propelled, and stopped, pulled my phone out, screen recorded. That's how much I found it funny. Okay, anyways.
To Nicorette.
I can
Because
see
you don't
Nicorette
smoke.
till the cows come home. Me and Dick Van Dyke.
Yes,
round
of applause for these powerful ladies.
Look at it says OMG. I was watching reruns as a child thinking it was an active show. Are you saying 8 is enough?
Wait, I don't think oh man, I think I ruined it. Oh man, hold on. Hold on. Oh shit. Okay, hold on. I'm looking for keywords. Damn it. I can ruin a wet dream. Yeah, I don't think it's the right one. But I could have swore it was. Anyways, oh man, I have it on my phone. I just haven't uploaded it to share with you guys. So we'll just listen to the damn sound. Okay? Winning. Hold on. I hate giving up. You're like, we know. Okay. Where's the sound? What the hell? I hate the freaking iPhones now. I hate when they update and they do all kinds of weird shit with them. I'm just old school.
It's like obviously the Queen, Mary Tyler Moore.
Yes, doesn't get any better. I feel like I've met Dick Van Dyke.
You've met Dick.
Who hasn't met Dick? Raise your hand if you liked it. Anyway, wait till you get to be 71. Anyway,
Are you running from it? You're running from it.
if you could run, you would.
Oh my God. Well, you have 2 new knees and a new hip.
I have 2 new hips and a new knee, but that's okay.
Okay.
That's all right.
So Dick. After Dick.
Yeah, I just
It's just
like,
like
obviously-
funny. It just cracks me up. Okay, laugh. I don't care. Anyways, I hope y'all heard it. Me too. I mean, you too about the damn updates, right? Did y'all get to hear it? I hope so. I didn't have it on the speaker or anything. You have an Android, no iPhone. Do y'all think that text? I swear, I've got to do some digging into what Tricia presented as her evidence, right? With that Be Me thing. I asked Jason because he uses Android. And I'm like, it just looks like it's not even where it should be. It's just random Be Me, Just saying. Just because of the accusations that Lauren was slinging too around that same time. And then it's funny. She's like, run away from it. I'm like, oh my God, it's funny. Anyways. Yeah. All right. I feel like a nerd. It's cute too. I don't know, them hanging out. I'm just like, oh, it's just cute. All right, guys. I'm going to go eat because I'm hungry. And I'll be thinking about the next time. So I would like to do Tuesday, but that's just me. Where there's a will, there's a way, right? Don't tell Tricia. Anyways, thank you guys for being here and just being here and sharing your thoughts, your opinions. Oh yeah. Hopefully soon there will be a collab or something between me and Hella. I gotta check my email and yeah, actually get back to her. Yeah, don't block me, Rombo. Rombo's like, problem solver from way back. He's like, I done blocked everybody in Websleuths. He's like, I wonder now if he could go in there and they wouldn't be able to block him because he done blocked them all. It would be like coming into here, blocking everybody in here, and then just being like, when they go to remove you, I want to know. I really want to know. How does this work out? Rombo, now I need to know. Hypothetically, theoretically, whatever. I remember at first when I first started going live and I assigned everybody, I was just like, here, you get to be a mod, you get to be a mod. I don't care about the shit, And I was like, well, they could have like mod wars and they could like, time each other out and just see who lasts. Mod wars. Anyways, you guys are awesome. Thank you. Anyways, Brandon Hobbs, right? Lindsay, Brandon Hobbs. All right. Justice for Tylee, Charles, Tammy, JJ, Joe. Love always wins. You guys are proof. And let's get better, right? Beat me. We're back.